kind of live in a
If
few
you guys,
seconds or something?
we have to put a picture on the stream.
Do we? Okay, hang on.
I need to see this
Okay,
picture.
put it in Skype.
Furiously googling.
Oh.
Oh.
You
I'm
kind
okay
of
with
cut
looking like you, Lori.
out there a bit there.
Which I look nothing like.
Going on.
Yeah, you do not look like Hugh Laurie.
I didn't even realize that Hugh Laurie was in that movie. Like, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Gina Davis was too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but she fits. Hugh Laurie does not fit in that role. He just doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was before he started getting roles, right? So nobody.
He was House already, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so. I think it was before he was House.
Mm.
Yeah, I think.
He just looking at. I'm looking at a picture of him and Gina Davis, and no, I don't see it.
I'll put it in Skype.
Yeah. Put it. Okay, hang on.
Oh, I'm not short though. I'm the short little fat mouse.
Oh.
Wow.
It's a pretty good looking mouse.
There's another one. He's smiling. This one really sells it. Oh my god. Holy shit. Mouse inks.
Mouse.
That's me. He's got a sweet in his hand. He's getting ready to eat that donut. That's me.
Oh man,
I think it's a nut.
Oh, yeah, it's true. The eyes are very similar.
It's really the eyes. They're just
the eyes?
beady motherfuckers.
My squinty, beady little eyes.
Yeah.
Wow. Hang on. Let's see if we can get this on the stream. It's going to look really weird on this version, this scene though, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, people are asking why I'm wearing a tinfoil hat. Is because it's been a whole year of TeaTimes, guys. A whole year.
Mm-hmm.
A whole year.
And I just learned about that right now when I saw The Crown, so I had to put on my suit.
Yep.
Teapot was the only one who remembered.
Yep.
No, I learned about it last week when Teapot forgot that it was almost the 1 year, and so we had to reschedule it for today.
Yeah. Okay, that did happen actually, but
I probably wasn't supposed to say that, but it's fun knowledge.
Oh wait, so yes, last week was the real.
Well, no, it was in between the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's true because
So
the date
there's-
versus.
Yeah, there's not exactly a 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, Saihan. You wasted a whole year of your life watching this.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's pretty.
How many
bad.
years have you wasted playing Guild Wars 2? Yeah, I guess it's been like 4 years now.
It's been
Almost.
four since the beta
4.5?
started. Yeah.
Oh,
Four since the
Almost.
beta.
wow.
Right. Well, wait. When did the beta start?
The beta started.
Was it in April?
Around now.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, I could have finished college, but instead I quit going.
Instead, you
I
played
Guild Wars 2
2.
instead. Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know if I've told this story or not before, but I was taking what was I taking? Like Composition 2 or something when Guild Wars 2 was like just coming out. So it would have been around this time, I guess. And there was a girl in my class who like started talking about Guild Wars 2 one day, and so I like started playing it. And then there was another girl in my class that I was like friendly with, and we talked to about like writing music and shit. And we would like talk in the parking lot after class for a while. And so one night she says, "Hey, you should come over and hang out tonight at my apartment." And I said, "I've got to go level to 80 in Guild Wars 2, sorry." So
Mistakes were made.
just another story of just I didn't care, whatever.
Yeah.
Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
at
man,
least you were doing 20k DPS.
Yes.
Imagine it though.
At least you have that 20k DPS.
What do you level first?
Am I disconnecting or what?
It's
Is
just me.
Skype dying? No,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
No,
my,
it wasn't just you.
Was it just me or was it everyone?
It was
It
it was
everybody.
everyone. It was
yeah.
everyone.
Okay. Yeah.
So what did everybody level first?
A warrior. Ooh, yeah, warrior. I think I leveled a warrior almost to 80, and then I started leveling my elementalist. Yeah.
Elementalist. It's the best.
Those were my two mains.
It's the best. Elementalist is the best.
What did Brazil
50k
level
DPS.
first?
I guess when I started playing, I had a friend who I kind of still talk to every now and then, and he said, Guardian's OP, you can just put on a greatsword and solo the whole game with it. So I was like, okay, I'll play a Guardian. And so I like got a Guardian and played around with like Hammer, and I thought it was cool. I got it up to like, I don't know, like level 20 or something, and then I deleted it.
Because it's so boring.
I made a thief, and I really liked pistol, but I really didn't like that it was just single target. I had to switch targets all the time when I was killing 1 million bandits in one event in Queensdale. So,
But did you have to switch targets? Because back then they had Ricochet.
yeah, because like whenever something dies, you're not shooting anything anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Auto target.
yeah, that was before I like figured anything out. But Thief was pretty fun, but I deleted that too. I guess for some reason I didn't think about making multiple characters because I just wanted to get 1 to 80. But then I made a Guardian again. Then I deleted that one, and then I made a Thief again. And then I deleted that one, and then I made my Human Guardian and got it up to level 80. That was my first level 80. And for like the first year of the game, I played like a PvT tank greatsword build, and you know. Then I figured out about DPS when I joined D&T, and how I just trivialized the entire game. So,
Fond memories.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, good
How about you,
times.
Inks?
Good times.
Inks, I'm guessing Ranger the whole way?
I played Barebow, sadly. Ashamedly, I played Barebow to level 60, and I said, this is the most boring gameplay in the world. I send the bear out, nothing ever hits me, and I just shoot it with my bow until it's dead. And which was a shame, because in the betas, I played Necro solely through every beta up until launch. I knew the whole reason I went back to Guild Wars 1 for Hall of Monuments was to get the pets for freaking Ranger. And I got bored of Ranger very quickly, and that whole play style, and then I switched to Guardian. I think there's a couple characters in between that I leveled a little and deleted. And then I leveled a Guardian to 80, and I played a Guardian for like a year and a half, almost 2 years probably, solely.
It's too fucking hot in here.
Do you guys remember the bot trains in Kessex Hills that just went around those events over and over?
I remember the ones in Cursed
I'm
Shore.
getting a phone call. Hold on.
Wow. You're
This is
role playing as Stein then on that Sabbatha kill.
Did this happen in the first episode? Maybe
Oh
we're
my
just
god,
looping.
it's Sabbath that kills
Yeah.
me.
Are you still triggered after that, Inks?
What happened?
And we still almost killed it.
Yeah.
We were this close.
One of our
Me
number,
and somebody else ended up dying.
Yeah, one of our number went AFK just while fighting Sabbatha.
Shin, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Stein.
STI, yeah. Oh boy.
And we thought he was joking. Like, he's like, hold on. Someone's at the door or something.
He just went completely
And
AFK.
then he
Yeah.
just went AFK in the middle of the fight.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh well.
I know. Exactly.
Funny.
It is too funny. But yeah.
I gotta join you guys again. I've been missing the rating.
Yeah, come over the Wii U. Salt's great, isn't it, Inks? It's a 100% success rate, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Except for that one time he went AFK.
Well, and here, so this is this really sort of annoyed me. So we did, after some difficulty, we finally did the achievement for the trio. Don't use any of the environmental effects. It took us, I don't even know how many attempts. Way too many.
Way too many.
And we finally did it successfully, and nobody got credit for
And
the
it
achievement
didn't
anyway.
work. And it didn't work. And I hate that achievement. I really don't like that achievement. Initially, when I first did it, I thought, this is okay. But then only did I realize that we'd actually been very lucky when we did it. Because it is a decent amount of RNG in that achievement. Sometimes the fucking minions, just go in the cage and start killing everything. It's just, why?
We had a couple attempts, too, where we started the fight. And
yeah,
the
cage was
damaged.
already damaged. Literally from the start of the fight, the cage had already lost health. It was just very, very weird behavior on that fight sometimes.
And then we went to Matthias, and we one-shot him.
Yep.
And that was it.
I still gotta do Matthias. I haven't done that yet.
Oh, We'll come over. We'll help you.
Okay.
You know what the
Yeah.
only thing about Matthias is? I kind of like the Matthias fight, but I also kind of hate the Matthias fight because it's always like you're running a marathon and you're kind of crawling. The last 10% of his health, you just crawl to the finish line like a slug and just flop over the finish line. And there's 4 people dead. You slowly kill him, ridiculously slowly, and then he dies and you win. Easy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it goes. It actually feels like as more people die, the fight gets easier.
How hard is it first time around for someone? Like, is it easy to learn?
If yeah, I mean, I don't think it's particularly difficult mechanically. You just have to be paying attention.
Okay.
Right.
There's 2 main things you need to be focusing on.
And hold on a second, is Veil Guardian still the only boss that actually uses a tank?
Veil Guardian.
Well, Gorseval technically uses a tank.
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
I mean, unless you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
No
mean.
draft.
Right.
But yeah, that's correct. Seeing as
And Sloth has one, but it's random.
kind of, yeah, but no
Yeah, that's
dedicated
not-
tank.
Okay.
Yeah, so Matthias goes after the furthest person away. He just chases down the furthest person. The trio doesn't really matter, and the Sloth just chases random people down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And
So-
Sabbath doesn't move.
I won't break my tank. You know what I learned?
What did you learn?
PS Warrior doesn't do very good DPS.
But that's not really important, though, is it?
How is that
No,
a
no, of course,
surprise?
because it gives a lot of.
I'm not sure why
Boons.
that's a surprise.
It's sad. It's so sad for me. I thought I was doing 30k
Oh, look,
DPS.
look.
30k DPS.
Yeah, I was.
That's
doing,
a little bit ambitious, I think.
I was doing 90k. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just like Chronomancer, you don't actually have to do damage because you provide other
Yeah.
useful things.
Yeah, yeah. But do you think? I mean, Elementalist, ridiculous DPS, right?
Yes.
Can't.
Yes.
And they have a ton of fire fields. Don't you think they'd be able to produce the same amount of? And their might that they generate is 20 seconds with the blasts. So don't you think that Elementalist can provide the same amount of might for a party as a PS Warrior technically, and do twice as much DPS?
I think
Right, but
there are some things you'd
it's a
probably
level
have to. Things you'd probably have to give up. And also with the problem with combo fields, a really big problem with combo fields is that if you have a Guardian, just don't even try, because the Guardian will put down light fields on every auto attack chain. Say if you've got a Reaper, if when they use Shroud 5, they're going to put down an ice field. And I think with 10 people, it's very difficult.
That's true.
It's very
The banners
difficult
are a big deal.
to control what fields are down. And also, Warrior brings some
The
useful
banners.
stuff to the
Banners.
tables. Not only banners, but also
Empower
Empower
allies.
Allies. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're basically losing
Defense levels.
300 power.
Yeah, and-
$300.
300
And
bucks.
also-
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, precision and
Alright,
Yeah,
I'm better.
ferocity.
ferocity.
Sorry.
Yeah, you lose a lot with the banners are really good if you can
Yeah, so you
stay
need-
near them.
you need. So I guess you still need 2 warriors maybe, because then
For raid groups?
for raid groups, yeah.
You can only need one, really.
But the banners only affect 5 people.
7.
Yeah, on average,
Yeah,
it's like
thanks.
7 people.
Oh, on average 7.
Yeah.
But the 3 seconds doesn't carry over, does it? It's like 3 seconds on a 3 second. So at any given time, it only affects 5.
No. It's
Yeah, because
like,
when it applies, when
the
people already have
application
it,
is
yeah.
longer than the cooldown on the buff.
Really? But it
Yes.
doesn't carry over. So like it doesn't stack. It's just longer than the cooldown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So you get kind of more people than should get it.
So
actually get it.
yeah, if you have like the 7 people in one party, I think that's
Okay.
kind of the idea. And then you have like
Yeah.
a Chrono and a Revenant and then a healer outside of that.
So it's optimal to only have 1 warrior. But if you want to make sure everybody has the boons and the buffs, I mean, you'd have 2.
Yeah, but I mean, there are things that really don't need it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
There
it's
are-
possible that they can get it, I guess.
There are
Yeah.
ways you can get around it though, because I mean, if you have, I think a lot of speed kills run 2 warriors, don't they?
Maybe. I don't know.
I've definitely seen some speed kill videos where they use two warriors,
Mm.
and that's because I'm pretty sure. Well, I actually know this for a fact that when we have 1 PS warrior in maybe it's because Salt are just fucking trash. Who knows? Maybe we're fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. You tell us.
You are.
But
Yeah.
At least not everyone has 25 stacks of might with 1 PS. Most people do, but not everyone. Not everyone all the time. Sometimes of the time.
Yeah, I'll tell
We have
you a
25.
spoiler.
Okay, do it.
So strength runes and golden dumplings are
Okay.
like really good.
That is true.
And so are the bountiful sharpening stones, and people will tell you, oh, you don't need it. Take the Skull runes. Take the Skull runes. Better DPS. But it's like, okay, let's actually think about this.
5% extra DPS on a low amount of DPS is not as important as all this extra might for people.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, you can min-max and you can pretend that every raid group is perfect all the time, but that's fucking retarded. And you should actually be optimizing for like the real world.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Well, I think you can probably get around it with the Chronomancer boon share. If you have the Chrono just spamming Signet of Inspiration, then that's also sharing out the 25 might as well.
That's true, but only for like 5 seconds.
That is true, but I mean, you get a lot of signets though with all the phantasms.
Yeah, that's true. Chronos.
That's a whole other shit. Like, oh my god.
Is it?
People that take concentration sigil on Chronomancer are idiots. That's
Why?
all I'm gonna say.
Why are they idiots, Brazil?
Don't need it at all, and it's way too expensive. You absolutely don't need sigil concentration.
Oof,
Like, you can get
100%.
100% boon duration by yourself so easily. Like,
Yeah,
it's easy to do.
Very easy.
And you can get to 50% even easier without it. And you just stick a Revenant in your party, and
Far
there
too
you go.
easy.
There's the other 50%.
Yeah.
So it's stupid as hell.
Speaking of Chronomancers, so a long time ago, but you're probably gonna laugh at this, Brazil. Not a long time ago, I guess 2 weeks ago or something like that. QT put their DPS benchmarks on Reddit.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, and so like the next day you had a video of your what's it called? Your Necromancer doing twice as much DPS as on the benchmark. But the point is that it is a good thing to look at just to know generally what things are gonna be doing. And so yeah, that's where I saw the PS Warrior was pretty low. I wasn't that happy about it.
What was the Necro DPS on their benchmark?
I think it was like 24K or something like that.
Okay, for Condi?
For Condi, yeah.
Yeah.
You can get a lot higher than that.
I know, but I think it ramps, right? So maybe on average it's 24K. Anyway, or maybe they weren't using the exploits that you do.
I guess it depends how long was the fight for each golem. A minute.
Yeah, that's true too. I think they're doing
depends.
the 4 million.
On the 4 million golem with 25 minions, you can get over 50k.
Well, the thing is,
But that's not really realistic.
in the
you
DPS,
can like
in the DPS benchmark, though, you only can have solo. You can only have one set of little fuckers.
Yeah.
Whereas in a raid, your healers will keep them all alive for the whole duration of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So the more lich forms you get
like
in, the more
epidemic
liches.
as well.
So maybe that has a big difference. Yeah. Fair enough.
good healers can keep them alive.
Oh, that's the other thing.
Tempest
actually,
healers can keep them alive very easily.
that's a good point also, because in this DPS area, it doesn't have the same deal with is it that in the raid instances all minions take only 5% damage, or is it that even the degeneration is only reduced by 95%?
I don't think it is, no. But with a healer, they won't go down.
The generation is the same.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you get ads.
Right.
You get ads in raids as well, so you get extra little minions as well.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I was bringing this up because I wanted to talk about the Chronomancer, which was shown on the QT benchmarks to be, with full buffs and everything, was like 13k DPS.
That's and Skype is broken again.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Fucking
Skype just Jesus.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna say that with full buffs it was 13k it said, and then with normal buffs for a raid, it was gonna be 11k approximately.
Was that power?
That was Berserker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't know what you're doing if your DPS is that high on Chrono.
Well,
Like,
that we
you must not
Zerker.
actually be buffing people.
Well, anyway, the point is though, that made me think that maybe the meta for Chrono is not correct right now.
Shit. It's gone again, boys. No. Skype.
Condi is way better.
No.
Skype, hello.
Fucking Skype.
Jesus.
Something else that Freddie was saying is the QT did not use Alacrity.
What is going on here? No. What the hell is wrong with Skype?
freezing.
Seriously.
You
I
want to
don't know,
read the
but I'm
comment?
assuming you didn't hear anything I just said.
No, I had nothing. I had nothing.
They said they don't use Alacrity or something,
There
which
you
I
go,
don't
yeah.
understand.
I mean, why?
Well, on their test, they didn't use Alacrity.
No, but that's for the normal buffs. For the full buffs, they did use Alacrity, didn't they?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Freddie in chat is saying they didn't, so I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
I don't have it in front of me, so
The 11K was without Alacrity, for sure. But I think with the full buffs, they used Alacrity. But then again, you only have like 50% Alacrity in a raid with one Chronomancer in the first place. But yeah, so 11K, 13K, it's pretty low. And somebody in Twitter, follower of mine, Drew, after I tweeted out an idea for a build for a Condi Mesmer with just the same skills and potential for quickness, maybe not Alacrity, but potential for quickness uptime. And it looks like it might be getting over 15K
So
DPS.
just a full DPS Condi Mesmer can get to around 25k DPS
Yeah.
on a 10 million golem.
Mm-hmm.
On a 10 million golem.
Okay.
But the thing is, you have to
So-
have you have to have 3 duelists for that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
3 duelists,
three
but that's
duelists
fine.
and staff.
But that means
Yeah.
you
know
cannot.
what?
yeah,
Duelists
yeah,
aren't
that's
a problem.
that's easy. But you cannot have the
Yes, you
Alacrity
can.
guys. The Alacrity guys. You
Oh,
can't
the
have
Alacrity guys, that's
Phantasms.
true. So
yeah,
you do
that's
lose
why I
Alacrity.
said. That's why I said
Yeah.
full DPS.
Exactly.
Chronomancer. You don't even take Chronomancer for it. It's just Mesmer.
Mm.
So, like, I mean, you can play Condi Chronomancer, and, like, you just use combo field to staff and shit. It's not really, I don't know how great it is without the duelists, because I haven't looked into it a whole lot. But, like, just full DPS Mesmer, like, the damage is fine. Like, it's pretty good.
The Alacrity you get from the duelist, it's very important, but it's not that much in the end. Like, first of all, by using duelist instead of, like, if you're trying to do any damage with a Berserker, a Mesmer, the duelist reduced your damage to 0. So, like, the benchmark from QT probably wasn't using the duelists. I'm not the duelists, sorry, the shielders, the shield guys. It was probably using Berserker guys or Swordmasters. So if we're talking about
Full
pure,
DPS Condi Mesmer does absolutely use staff. I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
full DPS Condi Mesmer does use staff, but if you're doing a full DPS, nearly full DPS Condi Mesmer, who also does Chronomancer and gives you guys
would
quickness,
need
it's
Scepter, yeah.
Scepter Pistol, then Scepter Shield.
Mm.
So you don't get your 20k DPS, but you'll get around 15, 16k DPS. But yes, you lose some of the Alacrity from the shield because you never want to summon those things. So that's the thing. You have this this build where you keep those duelists out at all times, and every time you summon a duelist, you switch over to your shield, cast your wave, but never cast any skill that summons a clone or any other type of phantasm, because you want to keep those duelists out. But you also want to continuously re-summon those duelists off cooldown.
For the
because
inspiration. Yeah.
No, not for the inspiration, because what happens is when you use F5 to double summon your time warp, when you use F5 to double summon your time warp, it kills all of your phantasms, right? But with the phantasmal whatever, the meta, your Grandmaster trait and Chronomancer, they all get resummoned right away.
Mm.
But that only happens one time because the second time they'll go. So if you continuously resummon it's perfect. It's a 16-second cooldown for the duelist summon. So they'll be completely replaced with new duelists by the time your F5's back up. So they'll never go away.
The thing is, though, I see a slight problem with that. Then you don't have all the dank boon share because you don't take inspiration, do you? Definitely not, because you'll have dueling.
You don't. That's right. That's right.
Well, you have illusions. Illusions.
You have illusions, dueling, and Chronomancer.
Yeah. So you don't have the boon share spam with inspiration. So
That's-
you lose the Uber support aspect.
You lose the Uber support aspect.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I don't know, Kevin.
how much was it doing? It was doing okay, I guess. The Uber support aspect,
No,
but
this is where we need to make it happen, Boots. We move the bosses constantly so the torment does double damage.
there you go.
Think of the power. Suddenly, that
Isn't
16k DPS, more
Torment
like
supposed to
32k
just do-
DPS. Yeah.
It's supposed to just do flat damage in PvE,
Does
It
it?
does.
but it doesn't do that on bosses, I think.
Oh.
Okay.
Does
Well,
it?
anyway, the point is, your torment damage is only like 2k anyway.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
It's bad.
So double that is an extra 2k.
Buff torment.
But imagine, Boots. Now this is where your time to shine really comes into play. Imagine the instance wherein the bosses use many attacks very quickly. Confusion, fucking.
The confusion.
wrecks. Yeah.
You don't even use that skill until in the eventuality that like you just auto attack what I'm doing right now. But if you can make confusion viable, bam, yeah. Oh, you know what it would work well on? What's that guy's name? The guy who's afraid of dogs in the second boss.
Zane.
Zane. Ah, he does do a
Zane.
lot of attacks. Yeah.
That's
Oh god, that reminds me of something that happened last night.
What happened?
So I was just looking for pug raids last night, and there was a group that said,
Yeah, I saw your tweet
looking
about
for
this shit.
looking for bandit trio
Oh,
training.
dear.
You need to have slippery, slubbling, eternal, and there's a gear check.
Sorry,
Wow.
for training?
Yeah, because they said we're doing this super strategy where we kill all the bosses at the same time. And I was
Why?
like, and they were like, oh, because if you don't kill them, they spawn faster. So I was like,
Is that true?
okay. Maybe it is, but I don't think time is like a problem. I think you're just saving time on the event overall. But then after that, they were like, does everyone know the skip for Slothazor so you can just go straight to the bandit trio? And I was just
Get
like,
out of here.
what?
Wait,
So
what?
yeah, I'm pretty sure there definitely is one, and they said there was a video of it somewhere, but I couldn't find it.
Why
But
would you
it's
do
just
that?
like- Yeah, I don't know. Like just fucking ultra tryhards. They're just complete jackass idiots. And
Like-
I don't know.
Why would you skip Slothazor if you're ultra tryhard guys who want to like game anyway?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shouldn't you be able to beat Slothazor really easily if that's the case?
If the skip exists, they need to plug
It
that up.
does. No,
They need to
it
fix it.
does. I've seen people go over the map like and get above Slothazor while I've been in groups. I just don't know how to do it.
They
But I
need
mean,
to fix that.
do we really care though? If people want to skip it, then who cares? They're just idiots.
Mhm.
I think they should fix it.
They should just do like a if Slothazor isn't dead, then nothing else spawns in the map.
Yes, one line.
Yeah,
One
they
line,
don't-
Boots.
Just change one line, ain't it?
Yeah.
they didn't do that with dungeons like raw and AC and stuff are still broken. Other dungeons too, probably. Like you can just go to different events and they'll just start because I
Yeah.
guess it's just coded. If you get into this area, then the event
starts.
starts. Or
Yeah.
like I mean, whatever. Like it doesn't
It's
even have to be
just-
that sometimes. Like the boss is just up and you kill it and then it progresses.
Oh, you know what they should do? Even though it wouldn't be one line of code, they should make it that if Slothazor
Fucking Skype.
and you bypass him. Oh, I think Skype is dead.
We're
Yeah.
back. We're back.
They should do that. They should do if Slothazor is alive and you bypass him.
He attacks you.
He comes to the keep.
Yeah.
Or he comes to
The
wherever
bandit,
you are. He
yeah,
just
that would be
constantly
good, actually.
follows you, like that pink scorpion or whatever it was from. What game was that? Doom? No.
It's
There,
such a pet peeve of mine. The whole freaking things that are broken that never get fixed. It really annoys the
Exploits.
hell out of me.
Excellent.
And don't get me wrong, like I don't breaking out of a map or whatever, I don't care about that. That's fine to me. But I really, really hate it when there's skips, exploits, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. It just really annoys me that they exist in the game and they just stay that way forever. They never get fixed.
yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, they're trying to do prioritizing things, but at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're just skipping a boss, and you're not getting loot or nothing from it. You're just going to the next one or wherever you want to go. So whatever. But I don't know. It's just there's a billion bugs in the game that have existed forever, and it just annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah, I
just imagine if script bottles were still a thing.
Oh yeah.
For the percentage damage.
Mhm.
In the fantasy reality, imagine if the script bottle you could get from the ranger pig, and basically the whole point of raiding would just be that you just wait and forage until you get
Pig
the bottle,
RNG.
and then
Yeah.
you pig RNG, then you instantly kill the boss with all the bottles.
God, I like going back and doing dungeons like since the thing. First of all, it's still not even that profitable to do dungeons, but people think it is for some reason. But like I have gone back through a raw, and like half the people I've seen have been using like executioner's axes, and like people just use harpy feathers and bullshit now. Everyone still puts Lupicus into the wall, and like you go back in there and it's just like, wow, this is just a disorganized shit fest. And this is what dungeons are. They're just broken and stupid. And like it made me kind of appreciate how like structured and like put together raids are. And it also made me think about how linear they are opposed to dungeons, where there are, you know, a lot of things. You can do a lot of stuff in dungeons. You can switch out skill. There's a lot more micromanagement that you can like do to optimize dungeons. But at the same time, like that's so tedious and boring and just annoying. Like, and dungeons are just a mess. Like every time I go into one just to see what it's like, I just want to do them less and less. And I fucking hate it.
But I mean, what's wrong with, to a certain extent, what's wrong with that kind of exploit though? Because it is exploiting game mechanics. What's the
What exploit?
Well, I mean, they're just finding very, very efficient ways to do things.
No, it's
you wouldn't expect,
people
right?
just try so hard. Like it's like you don't need to like be this extreme. Like you just fucking go in and kill everything and whatever. It's not a big deal.
So what you're
but
telling
people
me,
are like, what?
What you're telling me is that Nemesis was right. The elitism is everywhere. Or do you just not like tryhards? Not
I
a
just
fan of
don't
tryhards?
like. Just trying that hard and being that ridiculous is just annoying.
You weren't you a part of that at some point?
Yeah, I was.
I
got tired of it. I got tired of it, and I got tired of the people that were doing it, so I stopped.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's the thing to do if you don't like it anymore. Did you ever like it in the past?
Yeah, it was like I really love breaking stuff and like find exactly what Inks hates. That's what I like to do. And like you just like playing Grand Theft Auto 5 online and flying cars in the air and shooting fireworks that turn into money and people just pick it up and the game's ruined. Like that stuff is fun. I like doing that. I like griefing people, but there just gets to a point where people think that their egos are so inflated and they just think that they're so good because they can fucking use an executioner's axe in a dungeon and run through a pack of mobs and run over a body and explode and die to one auto attack that gets passed. And it's just like, all right, just come on, seriously. I don't know. Or people just can't fight Lupicus unless he's in the wall. It's just so ridiculous.
Do you think that that's why they originally reduced the rewards on dungeons? Because they saw this happening. They saw that it was a problem. They didn't have the resources or didn't want to have to make the decision of whether or not to fix all this. And they're like, what's the best way to deal with this? Oh, how about do something that'll make it that everybody who does this to be elitist for money, to do all this crap just for the quick cash, won't want to do it anymore.
No.
I don't know.
I wish that was the reason. That would make more sense. The real reason was they want you to do fractals and raids, and they want you to really kind of stop doing dungeons because of how much gold you could gain by running it super efficiently. And it was just bad because it literally killed the desire for a good deal of the population to ever run dungeons.
Yeah.
You
Pretty
throw
much.
a little bit of gold back in there, and Brazil's right. It's not the most profitable thing ever, but you throw a little bit of gold back in there, and suddenly people are running them again, right? At
It
least
is
more frequently than
profitable.
they were.
It is profitable when you figure out that you can just do one dungeon path 8 times for the reward, and you can also do it multiple times per day. So you just run AC story all day long, or
I thought it
COF
was.
F1
I
all
thought
day.
it was supposed to be all
It's
different.
supposed to be, but it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, they have to fix that.
At least I've had people tell me that it's not. That say they just do AC story all day and they just get the reward over and over.
There's an important bug fix.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I
Speaking
know.
of important bug fixes, I reported 2 of them recently because I've been seeing it for a while, and I was just like, I want to stop. I wanted to stop.
What's the bug?
It was. They're not big. It's just Mesmer. Yeah, Brazil says who cares because nobody uses it or should use it. Mesmer, runes of the Mesmer. The most important thing about that rune doesn't actually do anything. The
Really? Days
33%
duration. Oh.
doesn't do anything.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work at all. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, I was testing elementalist stuff, and glyph the glyph reduction trait only works on 3 out of 4 glyphs. The one that I want to use doesn't get reduced.
Is that the revive one?
No, it's the glyph of elemental power.
It doesn't work on that.
No, it doesn't.
That's a bit weird.
I can't
Yeah.
help but get annoyed the more I hear about these bugs that have existed for forever.
Well, that one I don't know if it's existed forever. I know the Mesmer one has existed for like maybe a year, but the
Too long. That's too long. I'm sorry. It is.
I think it can be
Half of them need to
what's
be
the
removed
phrase,
anyway.
chalked up to bad game management. Like whoever was in charge of doing stuff just fucking had their head up their ass, maybe. Which maybe that's a little too brutal to say. Honestly, maybe it's
It might
just
be a bit too
bureaucracy.
brutal to say. It
Maybe
might be
it's-
bureaucracy. It might be that there are things that that are, like probably at the beginning of the game, there were things that weren't tied together well in the code, and so when new updates come in, things break. And the question is, why aren't they fixed when it's reported that they're fixed? And I don't know, maybe the Mesmer thing wasn't really reported that often, or
I don't know.
yeah. So the question is, what happens when things get reported? And
It's a good question. I mean, they have that list now, which is nice. It's nice to see what is getting worked on, what stage it's in.
yeah.
I just wish that list got updated a little bit more, or maybe we could get an update every once in a while on long-standing problems with the list. That would kind of make me happy. For example, Revenant has had some issues that have been under investigation for months now, and I was hoping that April 19th we would see some fixes for that, but still no updates, still no fixes.
Like,
So
I wouldn't be
if you're gonna
surprised-
release a major patch like that, and you've had these things under investigation for a long time, it would be nice just to say, like, hey, this didn't get fixed in the 19th patch, and we're still looking at whatever the case is.
I mean, what would you think is the more likely scenario? There is a team of people in ArenaNet who's in charge of
No.
all bug fixing?
No.
No. Okay. The other scenario is...
I wish.
The other scenario is there's a team that probably includes customer service, etc., that collects all the bug reports and delivers them to the different teams that would be responsible for fixing these issues.
Correct.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So
Actually, I want to say, maybe I'm wrong on this, but there's one vocal dev who maintains that list. I don't know how many other people besides this developer maintains it, but we've had one vocal person address the list before, I believe on Reddit, about what's being updated, what's being changed, and I really do like that list. I really do. But you're
so
right. He
if
collects
that's the
it.
case, he's not in charge of actually fixing them.
Right. I
He's in
understand.
charge of collecting the information and giving it to the people who should be doing the fixing. But for instance, the game wasn't actually before the last patch was in a very good state, and they were probably working very hard on getting the game into a better state with big changes that needed to be done. This is still going to happen for the next patch for the living world. The question is, it's not a question really. It's probably just that the management told them, you have your priorities. Instead of fixing all these tiny bugs, you got to work on this and get this working.
I do understand that from a professional business standpoint, working in a company. I get it. I do understand, but some of these bugs have existed. The Revenant is very new in the grand scope of things. There's bugs that exist in the game for years that just don't get fixed or addressed, or maybe they can't fix them. I don't know. Obviously, we don't have that information, but
Saihan is
annoying to me.
Saihan is taking the wrong lesson from what we're saying. Oh no, he's saying about.
That's probably true because he's an idiot. So
well, I mean, I think it's definitely, obviously, nowhere near as simple as you would think, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think that's the thing here, and I think people go, "Oh, why can't you fix it, fucking clowns?" Well, honestly, I think it's far more in depth. You know, the spaghetti. I mean, look at this. As you can see, Miltandra. I think that's supposed to be a maze or something, but actually, it could represent the code of Guild Wars 2. We got spaghettis kind of going around everywhere, and that's honestly what it is. You know, one bug that, for example, why isn't the 33% days duration not working on the Rune of the Mesmer? Honestly, I have no idea. What could cause? There could be a lot of shit that could be tangled up, causing it to break.
Sigil of Bursting.
Maybe it's that. Oh, it's
Sigil of Bursting. No. Sigil of Bursting and the Berserker runes work completely differently. Sigil of Bursting just gives you 6% of your stats, like your armor stats and your base. Yeah. And Berserker runes and the thief traits and stuff, as far as I know, the thief traits actually give you 5%.
Yeah, Sigil of Bursting is terrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yes. Yeah. It could be good though.
It should be good, but it's not.
It's supposed to be the Sigil of Force equivalent for condition, but it's just not.
Right.
It's not. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, while Skype is broken,
if Sigil of Bursting gave 6%.
Oh.
No, if Sigil of Bursting gave 6% of its, maybe it is broken. No, I see Teapot moving, but I don't see Brazil. Oh no, there he goes.
No. Okay. Unbroke.
All right, good. If Sigil of Bursting still did what it does, which is 6% of the stat, the condition damage stat, it would be okay, except it's not even of the bonuses you get on top of that stat. So it's like your base stuff from your gear only. And so even if you have 1,800 condition damage from your boosts and bonuses and might or whatever, you're still only going to get the base from your gear. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. It really is. There's not... Well, I mean, this is something that is always going to be a problem. I don't particularly see this being fixed, but there really is not a lot of diversity in what sigils you take whatsoever.
Absolutely not. And same thing with power builds. Exactly. Everyone says, just use Scholar Runes, just use Scholar Runes, just use Scholar Runes. Mm-hmm. And there's no reason not to in a lot of places, because it's just damage.
Yep.
It's free damage. Way too much free damage, too.
I really think that whole system, I don't know when or if it's going to happen, but the Rune and Sigil system needs a look at. There's a pretty overhaul in many areas.
There's a pretty good video by Wooden Potatoes about it. You guys should go check that out.
Is that? Yeah.
It's not bad, actually. It's it's
just a lot. It's okay.
It gives suggestions, even. It gives suggestions.
Yeah. There's just a lot that are pointless.
Yeah.
Or don't work right.
Yeah.
Or aren't viable options, really.
Basically, just go on the trading post, and everything that's 2 silver and 2 silver, those should just get removed, because obviously nobody buys them, and they're terrible.
But Sigil of Earth is pretty good, and that's really cheap. Sigil of Geomancy is cheap as well.
Yeah, but they're not.
Explain that, Boots. Explain that.
They're very readily available and easy to make. That's why they're so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're also very good.
On the other hand, the sigil we were just talking about is like 6-7 gold, and it's terrible. So
Yeah.
But I think that's just because people don't realize that it doesn't work as they think it does.
I honestly think the problem, like the core problem, is that ArenaNet just completely missed their audience because they probably figured that people would not ever really have a lot of gold. They definitely assumed no one would ever sell legendary weapons. They assumed that very few people would ever have legendary weapons.
Did they, though?
They assumed that, yeah, absolutely. They assumed that people would just go in with any build and do dungeons, that people would never optimize it, that people would never look for exploits.
If they assume people wouldn't sell legendary weapons, why do they give it
true.
as an option to do that?
Because
huge misstep. But
they never thought that people would take a legendary weapon and sell it. They probably thought that it was going to be this like big undertaking achievement, and when you got it, you were proud, and you just put it on, and that was it.
Oh shit! You know what it is? I think account bound didn't exist at the beginning of the game. I think it was just soulbound.
Right. A lot of things were.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to make legendary soulbound because blah blah blah. So they just didn't have an account bound option. So, but then as soon as the first one went on the trading post, there's no going back.
I mean,
I don't know about that. What about like armor skins and stuff?
I don't think those existed
you
back
could
then.
buy the legacy armor?
Yeah.
Like the profane?
In the beginning of the game?
Yeah. So those were pre-order bonuses and like
Oh
deluxe.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
So those would have had to have been account bound.
They must have been account bound. Yeah, fair enough. You're right.
Just wasn't used as widely. The account bound system wasn't as widely used for those things. I feel like they selling a legendary to begin with, I think, was a big misstep. It's just my opinion, though. But I think Brazil's partially right in that they didn't really expect people to get to that state as quickly as they did. And exotic armor is a perfect example of this. We've had statements from them before where one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons that Ascendant even came into the game to begin with was because they misjudged how quickly and how easily you would be able to get a hold of exotic armor at the beginning of the game.
That's probably very true. But I just realized that I think they totally did know that people would be selling legendary weapons.
Yeah,
I'll tell you why.
I really don't think that was the case.
I think that's the case. I'll tell you why. Because who's going to buy those legendary weapons from the trading post? People who don't want to put a lot of time into the game and instead would pay for gems and exchange that for money and just take the legendary weapon.
And that's shit.
Their whole point of them, I'm pretty sure they said that legendaries were meant to be something that few people would ever have.
Yeah.
So
that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
That's why I said they completely just missed their audience. Like they were over here and the audience is just over here doing shit. Because story mode dungeons were supposed to be casual and explorable was supposed to be more challenging, and then it was just completely trivialized by DPS builds because they didn't think min-maxers and just speedrunners would ever be a thing in the game.
It's not trivialized for everyone, though, is it?
No, it's not.
So is that really a problem?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of groups will, do the dungeons as perhaps ArenaNet intended them to be done. In fact, maybe most people will do, in fact. Maybe even a majority.
I don't even think most people do dungeons.
Sure. But I mean, of all the dungeon groups, actually, it will be skewed. It will be skewed because a lot of people farm dungeons, or at least used to. And there were a lot of the dungeon community were people who would abuse the ice bow exploit. Corner stacking exploit. So many exploits, but they're not really exploits. I mean, really.
So now that we're here, and legendaries are very easy to get or buy anyway.
Well,
the old ones.
They're obtainable.
The old ones. So that's what they did. The new set of legendaries are, I guess, in a way, what they intended legendaries to be from the beginning.
That's why I said they completely missed their audience.
I think you're right. Or they missed.
Wow! What a surprise!
I think I agreed with you from the beginning.
Well, I know. I just.
My only problem with the
I mean, if anyone
Not my
should
only
understand
problem.
money, Boots, it would be you.
Good point. I got a nose for it.
Wow. Jesus fucking. There goes the stream again. Banned.
Oh boy.
New legendaries are still way too easy. Well, I mean, I think at least you can't buy them. Well, I guess you can buy parts of them.
Oh,
I mean,
new
like
legendaries.
define easy. I don't know.
Chuka
I'm not sure what
and
people expected.
Chomp drove up the price of leather so much.
Yeah, it's 13 silver a piece now, isn't it? That's hilarious.
It's so expensive.
But that's so important. I think that's great. I mean, there's so much materials in the game that was like
It's like
worthless.
8,000 bowstrings for Chuka and Chomp.
Ugh.
Holy crap.
That whole system, I'm sorry, but it's just
It
screwed
is
up.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you want them to do?
Well, I think the pacing is a bit screwed up, first of all, and I think that I don't know. I just think some of the numbers are a bit off.
Possibly.
So,
But
for example, like I completed Rod Gort's first tier the other day, and you have to make like that first torch, right? So you need 2 spirit wood, and you need 2 Deldrimor steel ingots. Not bad, reasonable. And then you need to make the legendary inscription, which is 10 pieces of Elonian leather. So 2, and 10 for the inscription. Why? Why is it 10?
I don't know.
Have
they
we
wanted
ever
to-
considered the underwater precursors? How much do those cost to craft compared to what they cost to just buy?
Oh yeah,
They're
forget
too
it. Buy
expensive.
them. Do
Buy
not
them.
do the.
'Cause they're
do
like
not do that
30
scavenging
gold.
hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
probably like hundreds to craft.
Well, like do the scavenging hunt for the fun of it, but don't buy the stuff to make it. Don't like grind in any way, shape, or form for these things, because yeah, it was way too expensive.
It's just the problem I have with the new legendaries were the new way, the scavenger hunt, which I mostly enjoy actually, is you do a scavenger hunt. That's the fun part, arguably, depending on who you talk to. But for me, that's the fun part. And then there is a money/time gate, and then you have a little bit more fun after however many days it took you to buy or grind or whatever, and then you have another gold gate. Why not just let me have fun in the very end to make me pay through the freaking nose?
Well, I would agree with you before we had this conversation, but now that you mention it, I think maybe there's a reason why it costs 8,000 leather bowstrings, whatever, to make. Maybe some of these designers, when they're making these things, get a note from Mr. Economy and say, hey, look, we need to make a reason for this to be more expensive.
That reason already existed, but I think you're right. They're definitely involved as far as balancing the economy and all that kind of stuff. There's no doubt.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, you're
I don't
definitely
think
right there.
that changes that it's a stupid idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're literally killing the fun. I love using this because it's such a fun quote. But waiting to have fun, that whole system is waiting to have fun. And don't get me wrong, I think there should be things that are part of that should be way more challenging for that precursor, that legendary weapon. But
Yeah, I mean,
it's just there's some fun parts in there, and there's some really great parts in there. And there's a whole lot of other crap that's not a whole lot of fun.
I'm sure there's some people who find that fun, but it's a very low percentage of the population, like really low.
A good deal of them buy their way through it and don't even realize, how annoying it is, I think.
If you attach it to challenging stuff, though, then the casuals will bring their pitchforks.
Good.
Yeah. But then the casuals are where is a lot of the audience of Guild Wars.
It's going to
2.
take casuals like 3 years to craft one because of the time gates.
But if they attach it to difficult stuff, and then they'll be triggered. They'll be upset.
I guess.
I'm just glad that legendary armor comes through rating.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm surprised there aren't that many complaints about that actually, or are there? Maybe I'm not looking or not listening.
Most
Closer-
of the complaining I've seen is about the provisioners, and I agree completely with that. It's stupid. I've been doing that. Like, I've done provisioners for a week, and just looking at all of the rares I still have like 6 bank tabs and almost an entire character slot full of 20 slot bags full of rares that I have to trade in.
When we have a more complete picture of what it costs to make legendary armor, there'll be more complaints. I would say that a good deal of the community right now doesn't realize some of the things that you're going to need to do. Like provisioners, I would say there's a good deal that people don't realize that they should be doing that now.
Yeah, and realistically, like when I talked about it like a week or two ago, where I was talking about how stupid the vendors were, I'm pretty sure that all of the vendors in Verdant Brink are always up. One of the vendors, the one at Westwatch Waypoint in Auric Basin, I think is always up. And I think everything except the Scar Waypoint and Tangled Depths is always up. So there are only 3 vendors that are based on events, and they're not that bad. You still, I end up waiting on them sometimes, but it's not the end of the world. The big problem is that if you do every vendor a day, it's 25 days straight, and that you're just gonna you just want to get the rares taken care of as fast as you can. Just craft them, just get it done. Buying them outright is 3 times as expensive as crafting them, because I bought some of them outright and crafted some of them. Yeah, after I caught on. So I don't know. It cost me 300 or 400 gold to get all the rares. Because it's 25 times 12.
It's a lot.
Yep.
I haven't really looked into. So what do you have to do? I haven't looked into
to trade in rares to these guys, and they give you a token.
You have to trade a particular rare weapon or armor piece to a specific vendor, and there are 12 vendors that all take different pieces.
Which is fun to carry around, by the way. And
yeah, exactly. I have 6 bank tabs and almost an entire character full of 20 slot bags full.
That sounds like they just kind of didn't they make collections exactly for that reason? Why would you make collections and then not use it when this is exactly the same thing?
No, because
except it's a time gate now.
There are collections that you're gonna have to do. I have everything for the Envoy collection done that I can, but you need the other stuff. You need 6 provisioner tokens to upgrade the pieces in the forge. So it's I don't even know how many T6 mats it's gonna cost. I have basically no fucking spirit shards left because I've converted so much ascended armor, so I'm gonna have to grind that. I'm gonna have to do so much bullshit to grind it out, and it's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that sounds annoying.
There's
the tier 6 mouse thing. That's quite concerning, actually. Imagine if it's 200 of each for every piece. That would be beyond cancer. That will be the most cancerous thing I've ever heard. Ugh. No, it won't be. Maybe it'll only be 1, so 600 for the whole thing. Oh, even that, that's disgusting, actually. Ugh.
Someone else mentioned, too, that the legendary armor is supposed to cost the same as a legendary weapon. That's one of the new ones.
Yeah.
One of the new ones that cost you 2,000 or 3,000 gold when you're done. End of the day. I think it was 2,200 gold for Hope, somebody told me. Give or take, depending on the market. So, yeah.
Plus just a bunch of dumb shit collections. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So paying 300, 400 gold, whatever it is, for all the provisioner tokens.
Only the beginning. Normal. That's only the beginning of the grind.
I'll give a good example. I am trying to make Astralaria. So in my 8,000 plus hours of gameplay, I finally got a legendary precursor to drop. A precursor to drop. It was a lover. Sold it for 420 gold or 430 gold. And I used all of that gold just to get halfway into tier 2 of that journey. Just halfway into tier 2. Still got lots of ways to go. Bye-bye, precursor.
Yeah.
Shoot. Oh, anyway.
You need a lot of gold. Just buy gems. Just buy gems.
Yeah, if you want to
Sure,
make
yeah.
a legendary, just wait for a Tuesday when some new things in the gem store and just buy gems and convert it.
It's a good idea.
On the positive note, after all this bitching and complaining, on the positive note, I will say there's a couple of legendary, and this, I guess, might be a negative because it's kind of sad, but there's a couple of legendaries like Chuka and Champawat where you get a little tiger for your back.
I want that so badly.
There's the longbow where you get a garden that you can freaking farm every day. The Juggernaut has oil you can spray all over yourself and make yourself shiny. So there's a couple of them
Is that
have
for
these
real?
cool. Yes, there's a couple.
Oh, Inks, did you hear about the tiger cubs?
You can actually trade them to other people or give them to other people or something.
Yeah, you can take people into your instance and they can get tiger cubs.
Yeah, they said they're going to
Let's
change
do
that,
it.
though.
Somebody invite. No, do it now. I want it.
Open world content, 500 gold for tiger cubs. Time to make up that cost of the legendary.
So
Yeah.
seriously, like I really like those little things. Like I want to get to that part of the short bow, not because I want the short bow necessarily, because I want a stupid tiger on my back to
That's
run
it.
around with my backpack.
Yeah.
I have no intention of actually making Chupa and Champawat, but I saw that little tiger. I was like, I'm doing that. Of course
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
I mean, it's going to cost you a fortune, but
Is it really? The Chupa and Champawat you have to do...
Well, I mean,
It probably costs 1,000 gold.
that happens in tier
just to get the
3.
tigers.
Oh, it happens in Tier 3. I thought it was in like Tier 2 or Tier 1.
I
thought it was early on.
Tier 3.
No, I thought it was really early on. Maybe not. Anyway.
But anyway, like the longbow has a garden. I totally want that garden to go and farm every day. Just
And
an
I don't
extra-
even
just an
farm
extra
my
little
home
thing.
instance.
See, I don't know. I'm big on that sort of thing. So for me, there's an appeal there. Even if I don't necessarily want or love that longbow, I want to farm that garden,
That's
right?
the perks.
So
The perks are good. You know, perk.
Right.
It's like you know, the little things that will cost you money. You know, you'll never ever pay it back. I mean, like you know, endless gathering tools. You're never going to pay that back. Probably. You'd have to play for years of lots of gathering to ever get your money back if you know, if you convert with gems. But it's nice to have. And the same
Yeah.
way, you know, if you burn all that money on the precursor to get the garden, you'll probably never get your money back, but it's nice to have the perk. And I'm exactly
Right.
like that, actually. I love having perks. That's why, you know, I like getting achievement points, because you get the chest and you get 1% magic find. Oh yeah, 1% magic find. That's what I'm talking about.
Guess how many times? Guess how many times I used my miniature Ritlock from the collector's edition of not collector's edition, the deluxe edition of the original Guild Wars 2.
Is it one? Is it 1 or 2?
I think it's one time. I think it's I brought it out for a video to show it off, and then I put it away, never to be seen again. But it's worth it. It was worth it. The extra $20.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Value.
right, Brobo. The perks.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
why we're ArenaNet sellouts. Go buy gems right now. There we
Yeah.
go. That's my shilling
Or-
done.
Donate to me.
No, you actually just need another copy of Heart of Thorns. So
Yep,
go do
I
that.
definitely recommend that. You never can have too many copies. Yeah, every
Or-
account you get another daily reward, and that means you can funnel that gold back to your main account. Boom.
That's right. Totally worth it. And if you play on North America, you should totally go make a free-to-play EU account. And if you play on EU, you should make a free-to-play North America account.
And just do Ascended
All the
stuff
shilling.
all over again.
That's right.
You know, it's pretty
Shill everything
the
out.
value. If you can get loads of your accounts to raid, you can just get all the raid rewards, and that's actually pretty good. Honestly, it's actually not that bad. Yeah, it's a decent amount of gold. You know, it's,
If you're like MightyTeapot and you clear the raid 7 times a week, it's fantastic.
exactly.
Do you still get, if you buy like the Ultimate Heart of Thorns edition, do you still get all of the gems?
I
That just a
no.
pre-order?
I think
I
you
don't
do.
think so.
I think
Okay,
you
right.
do.
Okay, oh wait, no, I
It's-
can't.
I have
I'm
no
gonna go-
idea
I'm gonna
whether
go
it's
check.
available.
Yeah, I think you do. I'm almost certain you do.
The important question is, do you get that extra bonus character slot now? Because there is a character slot for getting the Extreme Edition, the Ultimate Edition, but
I
then there is an
understand.
additional character shot given
Yeah, you do.
afterwards. Okay, good.
The $100 Ultimate Edition is 4,000 gems.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna honestly buy this again and make another 80. Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Wait, right now?
After-
Are you buying
No,
Guild
not
Wars
right
2
now.
right now?
Not now, I don't have any money right now. I have to
Oh.
wait until my money clears, and then I'll have money.
In Brazil, I have a good link that you could use to buy Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, I have one too. What a coincidence. It's from Wooden Potatoes.
Yeah, it's the one to get it from.
But look at the closest one. The closest one is just below this stream we're all watching. You know, go ahead and click that. You know,
My
you know,
gosh.
it's good value. You know, it's good value.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hot
I'm
sell
sick.
out.
Pity me.
Sell out. Yep, we're gonna need nice. We've got some good selling out here. That's good. That's good. Maybe we should run a Chipotle commercial as well. Am I right, Brazil?
Yeah.
I don't think I get that reference.
I totally like. I
He puts
watched
Chipotle
that.
commercials in his videos.
I watched that and I didn't understand the inside joke at first.
His logo, like that he uses,
Right.
the like red circle. I made that like years ago because we would just talk about Chipotle and bullshit about Chipotle all the time. And like either he or I were like, "What if your logo was like Chipotle, but it had like DNT on it?" And so like I made it whenever I was first getting my feed into Photoshop, and I think it turned out pretty well.
Can you post it here?
It
Yeah,
looks a bit
I-
like the TeaTime. The TeaTime logo is
Yeah,
Actually,
pretty much
the
Still
same.
actually made a green
Exactly.
version for something that me and Nike collabed on. He made a green version of it, and I really like that green version
I have that somewhere
really
too.
well. Yeah, I still saved it because I like just the logo of it so much. But no, Nike had this whole thing where he like was talking about. I thought he was sponsored by Chipotle the way he was talking about it, and I was like, wait, is he really sponsored? Like I didn't get the joke at first. Slow Inks.
I'll put this one since it's got both. The overlay I made for inks.
Oh,
Mhm.
I think it turned out pretty well.
oh, look at that.
He
shit.
did.
Nice memes.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
It's pretty
Guild Wars
nice.
2 posts.
You know what is also pretty nice? Chaos gloves. You know what's also really funny? People thinking that it would be Mystic
In the game.
Mystic Forge
Oh,
recipe, not a
I'm
gem
kidding. All the
store.
Chaos weapons are gem store. Why the hell would the gloves be
Yeah.
anything but?
Yeah.
Well, I'm rich off globs of ectoplasm now, so feels good. Because they,
Ectos are still up.
yeah, they're still
Right.
up. Is that something to do with the amalgamated gemstones, though? Right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not necessarily the chaos gloves, but you know, maybe it was a little bit the chaos gloves, but they'll probably stay up because of the amalgamated gemstones, because you can kind of cheat with them now. But yeah, there you go, chaos gloves.
As soon as I seen them announced, I was like, gem store.
Yep, 100%.
And people are
The
like, no,
Chaos
maybe
gloves-
we'll get them in the game. Maybe they'll be in the Mystic Forge. Or I'm like, no, they won't.
No, the Chaos gloves being salvageable. I mean, not salvageable, being dyeable, really makes me yearn. I yearned for it like in the first year of Guild Wars 2, and I forgot about it. But now it's come back with a passion that we are able to dye weapons. But that's never gonna happen.
No,
No.
no.
I will say that I like the fact that you can dye it. Looks pretty cool. I don't have a problem with them selling them,
No.
but I expected them to be on the gem store, so it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
And there were like, I mean, someone was saying, why isn't there's going to be an outcry as soon as people realize that it's not that it's a gem store item. There's no outcry. Nobody really cares.
Well, it's
No.
because it's
I mean,
expected. I mean, what did you
Right.
expect?
Exactly.
There was a point where I had thought, well, wouldn't this be cool if they would have saved it for like a birthday reward? But at the end of the day, it doesn't work because when more than one character has a birthday, you're going to keep getting it's the Queen Jenna thing all over again, right? You're going to have 50 billion Chaos Gloves, and it's just not fun
That's true.
for birthday rewards, unfortunately.
Yeah. The
Are the
birthday rewards
fourth
are-
birthday presents out yet?
No, not till
Nah,
August.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys
It was
get
really
your,
it was really to celebrate Guild Wars 1's, or the original Guild Wars
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah. Apparently, you could do something with Queen Jenna's now. There's like a Mystic Forge recipe.
Oh, is there? Oh, I need to
I've
do
just
that.
been throwing them away.
I've
I
got
don't
a
know.
few.
No.
piling up.
Can you?
Yeah.
They put a recipe in for the Priest of Balthazar a long
they did
time
one-
ago. But as
No,
far
I
as I
remem-
know, Queen Jenna doesn't have. Please, in chat, someone correct us. Is there a Queen Jenna recipe? If there is, I
there-
totally didn't know about it. I
Yeah, I
would love
heard-
to get rid of my 10 or 15 Queen Jennas, or however many I freaking have.
I heard there was they did something with Queen Jen. Here, hold on. Queen.
On the wiki, it does not have anything.
Yeah, because I think they added one for the Priest of Balthazar, and a lot of us expected at the time they would give us a Queen Jenna recipe. I don't care if you turn it into like a 1 silver green. Let me just get rid of them. They're sitting in my bank. And I refuse to throw them out.
I throw mine out.
Yeah.
I refuse.
That's how I feel about meters.
All right.
Just dump them, get rid of them.
Who would win in a fight, me or wooden potatoes? What do you guys think?
I mean, we don't even know. Wooden potatoes is a cat, apparently.
A cat?
Wooden potatoes is 7 feet tall.
7 feet tall?
He's got also 600 pounds on you.
Shit.
And
Wow.
Sorry, I don't think it's gonna work out.
Unless very thin hands and feet for a 600-pound guy.
No, he's 700 pounds because he's got 600 pounds on Teapot, who's only
Teapot's only 100 pounds?
Yeah.
Underestimating British people in fights, I think, is something that's probably easy to do.
The Germans
because British people, like, I don't know, like if you've ever lived in London, like you've probably been beat up at least 8 times, like just had the shit kicked out of you.
You don't like London, do you, Brazil? You think London is the worst city ever?
London has been.
Yeah,
this is from.
Here we go.
I have British friends, like in real life, that are very British, and they tell me constantly that London has been the worst city on the planet for the past like 800 years.
Wow.
And that just doesn't surprise me because the stories they tell me about it, it just sounds like shit.
I don't know. I had a good time when I was there.
Yeah, if you just go to visit, I'm sure it's fine. It's like going to New York or going to Dallas. Like, it's fine if you just go to visit. But if you live there, it's a completely different story. So, I don't know. Like, living in Dallas, I don't ever want to do that again. Like, in actual Dallas is horrible. Horrible.
It was really strange, too, when I was there, actually. It was, they have a... not strange, but it was interesting. They have a pub culture there that's really intense. Like in London itself, like here where I live, we have a 5 culture, which is like on Fridays you'd go out with all your friends or whatever after work and have a beer or whatever, maybe a bit of dinner. But there it's like every single day, everybody goes to the pub after work, and that's what you do. That's just what you do. Yeah, everybody goes to the pub after work.
They need
Canadians love their pubs, just probably not as much as the Brits.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alcohol is necessary just to survive, just to get through, just to make it by. That's how bad things are in the UK.
And what do they call it? What do they call it?
5 cassette.
5 cassette.
Like I said, it's 5 to 7.
Oh, there you go. You and your French.
It's called 5 cassette. You don't call it 5 to 7.
What do I call it in my non-French part of the country? Getting smashed.
Getting smashed.
It's not what they call it.
Oh.
They don't call it anything. They just go to drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the drink. Get the alcohol.
Well, it's funny because I don't know where you live, Boots, if they still do this, but Toonie Tuesdays is still kind of a big thing here. Not as big as it used to be.
Toonie Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's where a lot of different restaurants and places sell things for $2 for Toonie.
Stupid Greater Toronto area.
GTA thing. So there's like chicken and fries for $2, movies for $2, alcohol, beer for $2.
Movies for $2. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And matinees. But anyway. Yeah, so obviously people go out on Tuesdays, middle of the work week, to just get smashed because beer's $2 a glass. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, don't get me wrong. People go out every day, but the 5 cassette is usually like a Friday kind of thing. $2 for a movie. That's really good. Right? Yeah.
That's really good.
Not every theater does
I don't spend any money on movies. I don't go to the movies anymore.
Do you just pirate stuff?
No, I don't care about movies or TV at all.
Oh,
because there was only one good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clear and Present Danger. There's honestly only one good movie.
They should make Guild Wars 2 into a movie.
I really have to watch Clear and Present Danger now.
Do you think it would be like that real life cinematic trailer they had?
Oh no!
With that girl
No,
that like
stop.
walks out of the
No,
water and gets Norn tattoos.
Oh, don't remind me about that. What is
Clear and
this
Present
shit?
Danger is a good movie. It's the only good movie.
The only good movie.
I haven't seen it in a very long time.
I have not seen it, so I can't judge. I can't judge. It might
seen
be
it at all?
the best. No, I haven't seen it. Clear
I
and
think you
Present.
may have, and you just don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
It has
see it.
Harrison Ford in it, so that already qualifies it as pretty good.
I know. I
And
looked it
younger
up on the
Harrison
internet
Ford,
after he
not-
said this the first time.
Not old, falling apart Harrison Ford.
I saw that stunning like 7.6 IMDb.
Oh well, it has Willem Dafoe in it, so it's already that's like 2 stars right there.
Oh my God, Willem Dafoe? Yeah, like
Without even knowing what the movie is about, it already gets 2 stars.
he was tremendous in Boondock Saints.
Amazing in everything. 'Cause it's
I don't know.
Willem Dafoe.
Clear and Present Danger was on TV one day. Like, I came in the living room when I was younger. I don't even remember how old I was, like 14, I guess. And my dad was like, "This movie's good. You'll like it." And so I watched it, and I was like, "I think I like guns now." Like, I wasn't sure before, but I'm pretty sure I like guns now. So it was a good experience. It's the only good movie.
Goodfellas is good. I like Goodfellas.
So Greg 2010 says
Goodfellas
Ford in
is
Blade
okay.
Runner is weak. And I say, was it weak? Or was he acting as though he maybe was a robot and,
That's right. He's
Oh.
just
and
that
doesn't
good.
have emotions?
Oh my goodness.
Who? What?
Yeah.
In Harrison Ford in Blade Runner.
I don't know.
Oh, it's
It's right.
They're making
Except
a-
there's 4 of us.
like about
Are they
basically
making
synths, basically. Kind of
a reboot, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they are.
They're
And
doing-
it's Harrison Ford again, isn't it?
Yep.
Is he playing the same character, or is he playing like the owner of the robot empire?
I have no idea.
I
I haven't really looked
He's
into
kind
it
of old now, isn't he?
because reboots don't always work.
Is it Blade
I
Runner
mean,
2
the
or is it a
Fantastic
reboot
Four
of Blade Runner?
reboots have worked.
Sorry, what? What ones have worked, Brazil?
The Fantastic Four reboots have all been
yeah,
really good.
nice fucking troll, Brazil. Nice.
Well, the first one wasn't any good either, so it doesn't really matter.
That's true. They didn't have much to improve on, did they?
The thing is, though, I think none of them were intended to be good. It's just they were trying to hold on to the rights of the franchise. So they have to continuously produce movies, even if the first ones fail, and they realize they can't make the same. They can't use the same actors again. They have to make a reboot because they have to hold on to the rights. So, oh boy. But Blade Runner, that's just weird. They don't have to do that.
No.
Better be
What
good.
about Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
It's
I actually think a lot of people are not overly excited. I don't know. I've seen like the ghost effects and stuff, and they're not mind blowing, but it looked cool, regardless of the cast or the story points or whatever.
why?
I think it'll be about as good as Deadpool was.
Nah, you.
It will be
Deadpool
worse. It will be
was
worse than Deadpool.
Stupid 12-year-old
Yeah.
humor.
I think it'll
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
I think
I
if
think
you
the new Ghostbusters will be fine. For some people, it will crush their childhood dreams, I suppose. But
I don't
Wait,
think
yeah.
those people are going to see it.
no, they
Has
won't
it come
watch
out
it.
yet?
No.
no,
Oh, I thought it came out.
Did it?
I
don't
think
it
it'll
did.
be. You know what? I actually predict that there'll be one. There'll be the reboot and another one. They'll make 2 movies.
What? No.
Call it a day.
Why would
yeah,
they do
I
that?
think
But
so.
Ghostbusters doesn't need a reboot, though.
Oh, it's coming out July 15th. I thought
Well-
it came out already, and that's why people were complaining.
Also, it comes out at the same time that Raids do.
Oh, then I don't have to watch it. Perfect. Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Will it
It
though?
won't be
Oh.
fantastic. It won't be the best thing ever. It'll be semi-watchable.
I think it will be not watchable. I mean, do you not see the attempt? I have to actually do this, and this is stupid. The jokes in the trailer, and bear in mind, the trailers always they try and show the best bits. All right, and that's the best they've got, and the jokes actually
I'm
made
there
the
for-
trailer borderline unwatchable. Borderline unwatchable.
I'm
To
there
be
for the
completely
ghosts.
fair, though, yeah, the ghosts look really cool. To be fair, though, there are a lot of terrible, terrible trailers for good movies. Like, a lot. I can't list them off the top of my head, but you could probably find a list online that says terrible trailers for good movies. And it's because the people who do the trailers are not always that great at doing things. And that's probably what happened. Maybe it's what happened here. I'm hoping that's what happened here, and it's not just the movie's piece of shit.
You're wrong.
I think the movie's going to be a piece of shit. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. It's possible.
See.
It's very possible.
You see, Boots, this is one of the times where you just need to be like me.
And be cynical, and
I
yeah,
hate
you might be
everything.
right.
Yeah.
You might be right.
But surely every movie is a piece of shit compared to Near
Guild Wars
Present
2
Danger.
story.
I think it's good. I think I hope Ghostbusters does better than Batman vs Superman because that will make me laugh.
I
very
didn't
hard.
think Batman vs Superman was that bad.
It was trash.
I liked
wasn't-
it more than I didn't like. I liked it more than Deadpool.
not
didn't
saying
like
much.
It's bad. Deadpool was a bad movie.
I didn't like it as much as Deadpool, but based on all of the things I heard of people coming out of it, I thought it was going to be a lot. I thought I was going to hate it a lot more than I did. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
It wasn't-
If you're a Batman or Superman fan, you'll probably think it's great or it's okay or whatever.
God's
I am
Not
either.
Dead is a pretty good movie. I watched
What?
that the other day. God's Not Dead.
Such a
Yeah, it's
fucking
a good
troll,
movie.
Brazil. You're such a fucking
It has
troll.
it has a live concert from the Newsboys at the end. I love that band.
Such a fucking troll.
We should
Oh
move
my
away
God.
from this topic before it gets too bad.
I'm afraid
I'm gonna have to
Google
look that up
what
on the
is.
Yeah.
And there's a God's Not Dead 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a sequel.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah. The first Lord of the Rings trailers were not very good.
Lord of the Rings was not a good series.
Nope.
The Hobbit was even worse.
If you Lord of the Rings, I mean that's just an incorrect statement. Lord of the Rings is a great series.
Nope.
The books are fine. The movies
Books are
are not.
fantastic.
No.
I think it's one of those things. If you were a longtime fan of the books, you may not have enjoyed the movies very much. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I saw there's a movie on Netflix that I watched the first 5 minutes of because it looked interesting, and I thought Brazil might like it. It was a comedy of a German comedy where Hitler wakes up in the present day.
Oh my gosh! Stop! Stop!
I don't
No, it's-
like comedies.
Oh, you don't like comedies?
No,
They're not
Brazil
funny.
hates fun.
They're never good.
It actually was pretty funny.
Comedies are never good.
I can't.
Like
I think
my sense of
we've
humor.
been talking about this longer than Guild Wars 2.
My sense of humor
Yeah.
is it's so twisted that I just don't. Comedies do not interest me at all.
I like bad movies.
That's
so,
probably
you know,
why you didn't like.
People should not listen to me anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like good movies.
I do too.
I actually kind of like that show Helix, and it's fairly terrible, and I don't care. I still liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were we talking about?
Well, I Chaos Gloves, and then we got to
Chaos
movies
Gloves,
apparently.
and then somehow we got to movies. World vs. World.
Oh,
It's back, baby.
Oh yeah, people having fun doing that again.
Yeah.
and the poll. Look, they're listening to the community, guys. Oh, it's fucking froze,
Poll.
isn't it?
Skype's
Did anyway?
dead.
Yeah.
Skype's is it back?
It's back. It's back. Is it? I'm not sure.
So I don't know. You guys can tell me. I think scoring should probably win that vote, but I voted.
I don't
against
even know what
anyway.
it is because I haven't seen it because I don't care.
It's got to be scoring. It's the one thing that'll, out of the two options, it's like things that'll help World versus World and things that'll make it look a little bit nicer. So it's got to be scoring. I don't know what.
I didn't check recently. What is it up to?
I have no idea.
Oh god, the original Shrek is good.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
It's actually a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah, of course.
Holy, there are two good movies now. Anyways, back to World vs. World.
Yeah. That just kind of came out of nowhere there. Yeah. I think this is kind of good. Because this is, well, unless they rig the vote, obviously, and they were just going to do it the entire time. But yeah.
The
No,
Lions
no, they
Arch, the Lions Arch selection. Anyone?
It is
Oh, that
49%.
shit. Yeah.
It is
Wait,
49% scoring.
49%? Really?
49% scoring to
No
45%
way.
quality of life.
Oh, okay. And then, like, whatever.
And then no
8%.
preferences, whatever.
Oh, yeah. So it is winning.
7%
but not
the other
by
day.
as much as you
I mean,
would
those are
think.
close. 5%.
Yeah,
There's
that's
some
weird.
reasons as to why it's so close.
What are the reasons?
People are very afraid, a good deal of people are very afraid that the nightcapping thing that they discuss, they don't have faith that it will be done properly, or they're scared that ArenaNet is going to invalidate their time. So they're voting for quality of life rather than vote for that because they would rather not see it happen.
I see.
So we're talking about if you're looking at a North America server, you're looking at people who play during the EU time period on North America, OCX or SEA. They're afraid that their night capping time zones where they're very active, but perhaps other communities are not.
Right. So
they'll
they're
become less important for the overall scoring system or scheme of things.
I guess the question is it right now too important and they're just bringing it slightly back in line? Because
We don't know.
Because there isn't, I mean, at the same time as that's a totally good point. If you have no opposition, night capping is basically you're running through a map with no opposition. So why should that be so impactful to a match if it's so easy to do? So yes, you put some time into it, but night capping is night capping.
Yeah, and I do understand that, but that's also them basically saying you should only play World vs. World really during this time and this time. I think that's how those people feel. And they're not able to play during those times because of where they live.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
it's like, why should I play World vs. World at all if you're going to make my contribution worth less
No,
than...
I agree. Why should you
prime
play
time.
World versus World at all?
This is fun.
Yeah. And that sort of thing is going to be very difficult, though. I mean,
that's part of it.
It's
Anyway.
It's the nature of the beast, really, isn't it? I mean, what can you do about that?
Yeah. So they just
Nothing.
have to make sure they don't go the dungeon route and nerf it to the nerf it to the floor. They have to take a balanced approach, I guess, to that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's what happens.
And look at Planix here. He says night capping is part of a tactic to catch up with the server. Yeah, I mean, you can use that, but it can be frustrating because, I mean, if you've got no one to defend shit because everyone's asleep, it's kind of that's a little bit sour.
Don't go
for
to
some
sleep.
people.
Whatever.
We'll just hire loads of Brazils.
And
just
depending
stand in
on your
World versus
server, your server, some servers, especially the tier 1 servers, will go out of their way to make sure that they have teams, guilds, groups that fight during those night capping times, so that to prevent some of that loss.
I could see if they do it the wrong way, the fix to night capping, I could see servers exploiting that and say like they say if you're unopposed while you're night capping, you get less points because there's nobody on the opposing team's maps. I could see servers like organizing saying nobody go into World versus World unless everybody's in World versus World. And that way anything that happens when they're not fighting doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure I really like that, though, because it is a tactic, though, right?
I know. I don't like it either, but I could see it happening.
But if they do that,
But how much control do you actually have over this many people? Like,
I think very little.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems. The other one, that's one of the issues with quality of life. The other one is there was a quote about build templates and how that could maybe fit into a structured PvP poll or perhaps even a World vs. World poll, which would be a quality of life option. And so some people there's a whole thing there where it says, make a suggestion, and they're going to the forums and they're saying build templates as a quality of life suggestion. I don't know. So those are two things that I think are kind of bolstering the numbers, there's a couple other little quality of life things that people seem to really favor, such as cross map chat, etc.
Yeah.
I do feel like scoring is way more important at the end of the day for World vs. World,
It is.
but it's pretty freaking close.
Well, I think, yeah, build templates is important, not just for World vs. World, it's important for everybody.
Yeah.
The issue is, though, that this particular poll is between two issues of specifically World versus World. So when you add build templates in there, the only reason you're adding it in there is because Mo, I think, said, well, actually, yeah, build templates is something we're thinking about, and it would be either the World versus World team who would do it or the PvP team who would do it. So maybe you should suggest it. And I think that's a mistake because it's, well, first of all, it makes, well, maybe it's not a mistake. It's basically him saying, look, it's not going to happen right away because these are the only two teams that are working on it, and obviously there's better priorities right now. It's him saying, yeah, we're thinking about that,
kind of,
but look at these priorities.
It's kind of this thing where we go back to the whole Evan Nashblade Keel debate, where I know a lot of people think it was rigged, but when you look at what she was offering over Evan, she was offering cheaper waypoints for a couple of weeks versus Black Lion Keys being slightly cheaper. I mean, I'm sorry, but Black Lion Keys slightly cheaper, is that really a reason to vote for Evan? No, people are going to vote for cheaper waypoints for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so that's what I see in this choice as well. Because when you look at the two things, even though for some reason it's 45 and 49, that's really surprising to me. It does seem as though there's an obvious choice here. So it's like, yes, you're getting a choice, but it's not really a choice because this is really what it should be.
Mortremoth, it was not rigged. As much as I would love to say it was rigged, the whole the Evan versus Keel thing, I really don't believe it. If ArenaNet comes out and tells me it was rigged, which they would never do, I would be very, very surprised. People will vote for something that is most important to them, and cheaper waypoints was way more important than Black Lion Keys being on sale. It's not like they were giving you free Black Lion Keys. That would have been a whole different ball game. It was just, hey, we'll put them on sale. It was honestly really crappy rewards to vote for Evan. QQ. She just had sex with Master of Peace, yeah.
But I wanted that Abaddon fractal.
It would have been pretty good.
I mean, there was people I think were kind of split on the fractals, right? Abaddon versus the one we got.
Yeah, I want both. Give me both.
Yeah, well, maybe eventually it will happen.
I think that whole thing back then, I think it was pretty clear that neither of them were developed at the time of the voting anyway. So,
but they probably had an idea for both of them, like a basic idea. This is what we would do with Amanova. This is what we would do with Abaddon, but nothing was actually programmed or written down for real.
You have to also ask yourself, for those who were voting, how many people really knew a lot about Abaddon who might vote for him?
That's true. Good point.
That's true.
Versus Thaumanova, which is in the game. You play the game. Hey, we're here at Thaumanova. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just easier for people to relate to that versus Abaddon, which a Guild Wars 2 player might know nothing about.
That is true.
Yeah, and even people Guild Wars 1 players.
What about Ascalon, though? Like, Ascalon is a Guild Wars 1 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it?
I mean, do you think people know about that compared to, like, Abaddon or something?
People who never played Guild Wars 1?
Sure.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more references and obviously play things in
to the faux fire and so on.
And if you make a char...
If you make it,
or if you like go do dungeons and stuff. I mean, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how many times Abaddon's actually mentioned in Guild Wars 2.
I think the big thing is that they were gonna put Scarlet into it, whichever way it went.
Absolutely.
So seeing Scarlet in the fucking Abaddon fractal would have probably killed people.
Oh no, that would never have happened.
Skoy, I know that you visit the Temple of Abaddon in your personal story, but the Thaumanova reactor is way more accessible to most people, to more people, I think, than some personal story you might forget about.
A sunken temple.
I think one of the reasons that the Abaddon Fractal wasn't chosen even by people who played Guild Wars 1 and like Abaddon is because they've already seen Abaddon, right? They know most of what there is to know about Abaddon, kind of, except for his, like, genesis. And they're not going to give that away, right? Because that's all gods.
Right. And I 100,000% believe Scarlet would have been in that Abaddon Fractal. They would have That's what pissed me off the most about that update. When I went into the Thoma Nova and she's fucking standing there, and I'm like, why are you? I quit the game for like 3 weeks. I refused to play fucking anything. I was so pissed. And it's not necessarily that I hated Scarlet so much. I hated how she was just shoehorned fucking into everything at the time.
I hated Scarlet.
It annoyed me. And she would have been in that Abaddon Fractal talking about the gods' chaos magic and how it's really eaten by dragons or some bullshit.
100%.
Who knows? She would have been there.
Maybe she would have seen.
She would have been there.
Maybe it would have been like her fever dream while she's going in that machine that shows her the eternal alchemy, and she sees stuff about Abaddon there.
You know, it's if they came out now and they did the Abaddon Fractal this year, which I really don't think is going to happen.
That's what I would have done.
That is a gift right there.
I don't think that Scarlet would be involved now just because that whole thing is past, and I would be okay with that. But I really believe that she would have been part of that Abaddon Fractal no matter what.
I don't know how, besides what I just said, I don't know how it's possible. Like, how would you do that?
There.
How?
Been there.
Give me an example of how you would do that.
How was she Thoma Nova Reactor, the whole thing? She was in there.
Yeah, she was. Because it happened like 2 weeks ago in the game.
That is
true. Would have been there, promise you.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't see how that would even be possible.
I don't see how it's possible.
Yeah.
Because
are you stupid? How do you get into the Abaddon Fractal?
Oh, so you're saying that it would be a fractal within a fractal kind of deal.
She goes through fractals. She like.
So you're seeing a fractal of her in a fractal of Abaddon.
No. She goes and like convinces Disa to get into the fractal. Like the whole thing would have been like you following her through as Disa's like talking to her, and then she gets to Abaddon and does some shit in the fractal. And it would be like how Marjorie and Casimir like in glass behind you, and you're going through Glint's crystal layer shit. But that would have been you, and it would have just been this whole dumb mess.
Fractal, yeah.
Or just like, so one of the Asura storylines is the Infinity Ball, and you create this portal and the steam creatures come out and you're the emperor of the universe or some bullshit. Scarlet had that same technology to use that portal to like phase through freaking areas of Tyria and stuff. Probably traveling through the mist and stuff. So it's a very feasible to think that she could have built some portal and gone into see Abaddon to see how the magic worked to study it or some nonsense. She would have been there.
What does the Infinity Ball do again? Like, what's its purpose?
I forget what its original purpose was, but you use the Infinity Ball to see into the future, to see into other dimensions.
Okay, and it's not to see it's not to see the eternal alchemy.
I don't remember exactly.
It'd be interesting.
I just remember parts of the story is that you use the Infinity Ball with this giant reactor to power it, and you would open other portals from other dimensions, other time frames, other timelines that could have existed. And at the very end of it, you face yourself, where you conquer Tyria, and you have an army of steam creatures, and you're an evil bad guy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Actually pretty funny. Yeah.
As the evil bad guy, did you control the steam creatures?
I guess.
Yes.
Interesting.
It even leads you to believe that you created them.
So
see, we were Scarlet.
Yeah, we were Scarlet.
The entire time. Yeah.
It's a good thing we had that Infinity Ball thing. Otherwise, we would have been killed by Morgemoth, or us, or us.
Oh.
Yeah.
But even the steam creatures that exist in Lornar's Pass and stuff, they're there through this portal-like device thing. So it's not out of the question, I think, that she could have just used such a device or a like device to get into a fractal of Abaddon or whatever.
That's quite triggering, actually.
Or like Brazil said, she just uses yes as a machine. I mean, that's not out of the question either.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
She would have been there. I promise you. I promise you. She was involved no matter what.
I think you could be right.
Like overall, looking back on Scarlet, I don't mind her so much. But at the time that she existed, I just didn't like how there was an update and it was about fractals. I was like, awesome, fractals! And it's just like, here, hold on, just have a little Scarlet. Here you go, eat this. Just take a little Scarlet.
A little bit.
You need it.
Here comes the airplane.
Yeah.
Here comes the airplane. I wish I had a spoon here, but I don't. Eat a little bit of Scarlet. Here, she's in your fractals. We'll just plop her in.
Well, since then, the story writers
magician girl.
have been doing everything we asked for, right?
I can't wait for that to be good.
They killed Scarlet like we asked. They killed Traherne just like we asked.
They should have done both of those things a long time ago.
By the way,
honestly,
Jory should have been killed as well. But
really, why?
Wrong.
She shouldn't have been killed.
Wrong. No, she shouldn't.
I think she should have, and I think
I
originally
love
she was supposed to be.
Marjorie's cool, yeah.
I think originally she was supposed to die.
I like
Probably.
She did not.
She could just raise herself as a minion, though.
But then she couldn't be in lesbian with Casimir.
Good.
She could be as a minion.
Or there's that other thing that says that Marjorie is actually dead, and the current Marjorie is just a illusion made by Casimir.
That would be
actually be kind
fucked
of
up.
interesting. That'd be interesting.
I'd kind of like that, honestly.
Like, it's funny because we had this moment with Casimir where she thinks that Jory is really hurt and whatever, and she kind of goes, Super Saiyan, freaks out, and, goes medieval in Scarlet's ass, and you kill her, which is cool. I think that if Jory dies, it fractures her fucking mind and makes her an even more interesting character, to me. And then, of course, you have a lot of the fanboys and girls who are like, oh no, Jory died. I relish it. I feel more sad for freaking Poobadoo, who stole my money, that drunken bastard.
Yeah.
No,
Is there actually
Drubert.
lore
That's
behind Poobadoo?
Well,
Not really.
he's just down on his luck, and then he died.
Down on a luck quaggy.
Drubert.
Drubert.
Then he got wrecked by a vine.
Poobadoo
He just ripped his head off.
Poobadoo is the guild boss.
Good.
I gave him lots of money because I thought it did something, and it didn't do anything, and then he got eaten by a vine.
Fantastic.
Clogging tentacle hentai.
I will never forgive
Futa
Peter.
tentacle hentai.
Actually, I think he's still out there if you go look at him. Those tentacles are well preserved.
Oh yeah, that's true, eh?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I want to see more of in this game. I hope it happens in the next Living World update or updates in general. Like, the biggest hype that I've had in this game is in those updates where nothing was written down in the notes, but you'd see people start posting on Reddit. It's like, was this here before? And like, for instance, for the Tower of Nightmares, there was just an invisible field in the lake of Keswick's Hills for a while. Nobody knows what was going on.
Right.
And so that was big world-changing stuff, and it was awesome. But for things that are supposed to be happening, like, we haven't seen any. I mean, it's been very soon after, but we haven't seen any effects of us actually killing Mordramoth yet. Hopefully that comes in the next update. We haven't seen any effects of us killing Zai-10 yet, really, except for what's his name getting more powerful. But like, terrain-wise, we haven't seen anything receding really or getting nicer in ore. That's something I'd like to see more of.
That can't happen.
Yeah, that's because they have, like, they're so inconsistent between making changes to the world and not making changes to the world, because, like, the personal story is such an important thing that we can't change ore to be after Zaitan because no one will understand it. It's like, let's destroy Lion's Arch and rebuild it, and let's just leave this fucking tower in Keswick's Hills, which is a beautiful map, and let's just make it look like shit forever.
I actually like that the tower is there. It lets you know that something freaking happened. Whereas
I would have liked
Zaitan-
for it to have been there, but like gotten cleaned up eventually. But it's
Fair enough.
Well,
SX
you could even
rules
have
and
it-
they don't care about it.
You could even have all the terrain regrow over the tower, which would be pretty interesting.
right?
But yeah, I
fair
agree.
enough.
It looks like ass. It looks like.
I
shit.
think there's a huge difference between ore and the tower. The tower can get cleaned up because there's nothing currently in the game that lets you redo the tower. But with ore, I could see it being more of an issue because people still have the personal story, and
Yeah.
people are
The
supposed to be
only
going
way-
into ore.
I
The
know,
only
but
way you get
that's-
around that is with
it's
phasing.
sad, right?
It's the only way you can get around that is with phasing, honestly.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they definitely don't have the technology because that would be a massive. Oh,
No.
I don't know. Maybe
Not
they
only
do.
that, but
Maybe they do.
Not only that, but then you split the player base quite. You
Yeah.
split the player base,
And
which
then the
they
maps
really
are even
don't
deader.
do.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which is a
and-
shame because I would love to see the jungle recede a little bit, or the tentacles clean up a little bit. I would love to see ore be less ore and more restored or whatever. That would all be really awesome to
Yeah.
me. But you're right. Unfortunately, I think the story prohibits
Yeah.
like changes like that.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
So ore
Maybe
ore
they
is an
can-
issue.
Lion's Arch get destroyed again. Whatever. They can rebuild it. And this time it could be pirate themed instead of nautical, instead of like Disney World themed.
Yeah.
I really loved Old Lion's Arch a whole lot. Like I
Yeah.
loved it. It was amazing.
I don't mind New LA, but yeah, I was more of a fan of the pirates.
I love pirates.
Pirates
Pirates are
are
cool.
pretty good. They are pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Rob, on this one. The what's it called? Yeah, New LA is nice and clean, but it's too nice and clean. It's it reminds me of like being in a holiday the entire time you're there.
It's flat.
It's also
Yeah.
very bright as well, which is,
It's flat, just like Tyria.
I really
Nice.
wouldn't mind that city or that version of LA to exist as another city somewhere, but I would rather have old LA look like old LA, or at least Guild Wars 2's version of LA.
If you were like, if the storyline calls for destroying another city and rebuilding it at some point, which of course it's not because that's again way too much again. Which one would you want to destroy and rebuild?
Divinity's Reach.
Really?
Oh.
Why?
Because I want to see the collapse again and get rid of the stupid fucking Queen's Gauntlet shit.
So just destroy Queen's Gauntlet.
No, like I want to see like Divinity's Reach just get like breached and just have hell. And then they like rebuild it up. Like I love Divinity's
Cool.
Reach. I think
It's
Divinity's
beautiful,
Reach is probably the best city out of any video game ever made.
Agreed.
Like I like it that much. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I want to see it even better.
I know
If I could
it's
see it-
not a main city, but I'd like to see Ebonhawk just get free. It doesn't really make sense for any of the stories we have, but I'd like to see Ebonhawk just get smashed and kind of rebuild or something.
I like to see it have something done to it. Like it's just sort of there. There's no real story in it. There's nothing happening there.
What's crazy is there's a really cool, when you load into that map, there's a really cool art piece of Ebonhawk and the way it's kind of envisioned to look, with this long windy path, these massive gates that open and close, and they're sort of there in the game, but they don't look like those gates could ever move if you needed them to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And there's not really that windy path that exists. So like Ebonhawk is supposed to be like a great fortress, but it doesn't really translate super well to me, I think.
I like Ebonhawk a lot. I like all of the human cities. I think they're just incredible.
I think Ebonhawk's
All of
nice.
the human zones.
I just think more things have to happen in Ebonhawk. There's nothing happening there, It's
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
And if we get an expansion that goes towards the desert, that could become sort
There
of a
you go.
focal point.
Mm.
But
Ebonhawk will be a hub when. So do you think that means that Crystal Desert's going to come out before Cantha?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cantha's not coming.
Canth's not coming. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so it's,
There's a couple of directions they could go. Wood and Potatoes favors the Cal expansion, where they go up to the Cogs of War, all about the Char. That would be pretty cool going north to see that.
I don't want a fucking Char expansion.
No?
I hate Char.
Is it because of Guild Wars
I don't
1?
know. I kind of like the idea of the Char,
The
but
Guild Wars 1 Char are so superior.
Mm,
yeah,
they are.
like-
I agree.
I would agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree there.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't mind going down to Alona, going down to the desert some. That would be cool to me as well.
Yeah,
Paolo Joko could be a raid boss.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would piss
Yeah.
me
that's really
off.
cool.
but it
yeah.
will be good though.
Oh man, maybe. Okay, this is it. I think at the beginning of the game they intended to go to Crystal Desert before going to Cantha, because you have that gate there that says this is the Crystal Desert past this point. You could only go there if you're strong enough. And so I think they intended to go there at some point, earlier than Cantha. But I think so many people are asking for Cantha. Me, I'm doing it all the time. That they might consider doing Cantha before Alona.
You have to cry on
Yeah.
stream if you want anything done, man.
Was Kyning in Cantha?
Yes.
But
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
love Kyning City.
Do you? I thought it was kind of.
I think it was just a shithole.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And if we got Cantha, then Kine would have to be done really well. Like they need to do it justice. But I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna go to Cantha anytime soon.
I
I mean, you could
think
take an airship there, I suppose. Like, why
Yeah.
can't we take an airship there? I guess.
because the sea dragon will shoot out a tentacle and stab you. Because remember, look, okay, that's exactly what happened when we tried to go to the jungle. Okay, it's just the pact because the pact are idiots.
true.
They go, oh yes, we'll go on our airships, and then his giant tentacles
Carpet bomb him.
tentacled
Yeah.
the ships right out of the ground.
Hmm.
Boom.
Did we see in one of those loading screen arts Steve, by the way, a while ago?
Oh, that
Some
Hydra.
kind of Hydra thing, yeah.
Yeah.
who
Was that
knows?
Steve?
I don't know.
What else would it be? I mean, we haven't seen Hydras before.
A minion,
I'd be pretty cool if that was what Steve looked like.
like
but
Tequaddle.
Yeah, I would like them to add a new kind of big world boss actually. At some point, they could make it like Lost Shores. I mean, the idea of Lost Shores was really, really cool.
it attacks LA. Just
Yeah,
comes
no.
right out of the freaking bay.
It attacks Divinity's Reach. It goes through the dam. Modromoth says destroy the dam. It somehow gets over there, and it just it bursts out of the dam, destroys it, starts going crazy. We all have to rally and kill it. Although that would be impossible because then it would have to be in Queensdale, and then that doesn't work because
No, they have all of those zones behind Divinity's Reach,
Oh,
like that
yeah.
big sea back there.
Oh,
I don't know,
Yeah.
like if it connects to anything.
Is it a lake or a sea?
Yeah, I don't know actually.
it could just burst out of there.
I
I'll
think
go find out.
it's a lake that goes out into the sea.
And so the Hydra came. Is that Divinity's Reach that it's sort of attacking?
No, it's
No,
Lion's
I think
Arch,
it's-
isn't it?
Oh, it's Lion's
It's a
Arch.
lake.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it-
like there are seas behind it, like it
Right.
connects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. We
Lake
could have
Doric.
Lake Doric. Yeah, we could have what's his name?
But
No.
Bubbles.
realistically, like there's not that much water compared to like the other sea. Unless we're assuming it's round and it wraps and they touch each other. Like how we have two Pacific Oceans.
The Isle of Janthier would be amazing to go to. There's so many cool places. It's just
Sure.
a matter of
Get in there.
we won't ever see half of them, unfortunately.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, they're gonna if they'd have to add kind of more maps to properly flesh out areas. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
eventually.
How are we not going to see the Ring of Fire at some point?
Why
I would love
we-
to.
Yeah, but what's there though? I guess the
Fire.
Well, after Raid Wing 3 comes
Yeah,
out, we
that's
fight
true,
Lazarus
actually.
the Dire.
Yep.
He
yeah.
What?
escapes and goes to the Ring of Fire. 'cause-
To try to get Abaddon back out.
The Titans as well. Although,
The Titans. Yeah.
Remember the Titans.
yeah, remember that shit. But I mean, why would he do that?
I don't know.
Maybe Lazarus the Dire isn't the big boss. Maybe he's not actually a weak guy and he's a strong guy, and they're not trying to feed souls to get him better. Maybe they're feeding souls to get Abaddon better.
Saul D'Alessio.
Yeah.
He sounds like a pizza.
But I mean, Abaddon, he sucks. He was really easy. in Guild Wars 1. He's trash. That's the problem, you know? He had one
Yeah, but then you could have,
really annoying ability. Very obnoxious ability, that was it. In Guild Wars 1. And the cool thing he does is that if you dance, he kills you instantly.
If they did an Abaddon boss, which I really don't think that's the direction they're going, but if they did, he could be one of those kind of annoying bosses that you see in Rift and WoW, where you only get half the body of the boss because it's crawling out of the freaking portal or whatever.
Well, he's not going to be hard to beat anymore, right? He's like Doom, kind of, in the way that all of his power was stolen. So he's kind of just lame right now. So he shouldn't be too hard to beat.
But maybe he's working on ways of getting it back. That's the whole point.
That's the whole point, man.
Exactly the whole point, Boots!
That's the wrong number.
Maybe it's the right number, though. That's the wrong version. Yeah. No, the Lazarus fight's going to be interesting. Because, I mean... actually, you know, maybe they just fucking switch it up on us. It's not Lazarus, but honestly, it's 100% Lazarus. Let's be real here.
Probably.
I will actually just say...
I think it's Lazarus.
None of us have any inside information. No. Just so you're aware of that. We're not just saying, ha, look at these idiots. We know everything. No, we don't know anything.
I wish I do, but I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's pretty clear. It may not be a direct fight, but I kind of suspect it will be. So yeah.
I hope.
Do you think we're getting? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious we're probably going to get 3 bosses in the last wing as well.
I'm not sure.
I think it'll just be one boss and a couple of events that are really easy.
I hope not. I want to see 3 full bosses again, not 2 and the Bandit Trio event.
It's going to be boss 1.
These 3 new bosses.
It's going to be boss 1 is going to be a overgrown hamster, and
Stuart Little's dead.
Boss 2 is going to be Lazarus, and then boss 3 is going to be slightly less powerful Abaddon. Done.
How would you feel if they summon Lazarus back? First of all, I think we're going to end up fighting another White Mantle guy. But how would you feel if they summon Lazarus back successfully? We have to fight him. How do you feel about then killing him like right away?
I feel that, first of all, yeah, you're probably right. There's going to be another White Mantle, and that's the hamster. Then I think it's fine. We don't care that much about Lazarus.
Oh, I don't like that though. Like, I like him as a fight. I don't love this idea of that he gets summoned and we banish him back right away.
What if he escapes and becomes like Scarlet?
But suppose that he's being restored, and maybe one of the previous events is that he's being restored. Okay, so the previous bosses, maybe it's an event again, something like that, an event. And you have to fight this event and shit while fucking Lazarus is being restored, alright? And then the only reason we're able to defeat him is because we prevent him from being fully restored. And then we have to fight him and then we have to kill him.
I guess.
I think that's the same thing, but it's Abaddon, not Lazarus, that's being restored.
Yeah.
So you think they're restoring Abaddon for the raid?
Yeah, trying to.
Why Abaddon, though? Any particular reason?
Because he's cool.
Yeah, but he's not linked to the White Mantle, really.
Yeah,
because you need a what's it called? You need something for Lazarus to be striving for. Like Lazarus,
we don't know what he's striving for.
He's just pissed. He's just pissed. We killed all the Mersat. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a quest. Well, for a start, we did the Warring Kryta shit and kind of finished them off and the Mantle. So he's pretty angry about that. And then also there's a quest in Guild Wars 1 where he tries to get some power juice or something, and then we work with some kind of Mantle rebel guy and fuck him up. And then the power kind of backfires on him and he kind of goes, ah! And then he vows revenge on people.
Mm-hmm. As much as I want to fight Lazarus, I think that I would rather the story be that we don't fight him in this raid wing.
We're gonna have a live unboxing of Guild Wars 1 Collector's Editions. I actually have one.
Wow,
nice.
That's actually pretty nice.
You want to do it?
Do it.
Yeah,
wow.
We're getting some extra content here.
I don't have anything to really open this with, so I'm just gonna try to tear it. No,
just rip it open. Your fangs, Brazil. Do it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see how it really relates, honestly.
$10 says there is a dark magician girl in there.
No.
Unboxing.
I would actually like to get a collector Guild Wars 2. I missed the boat on the first one. And I think them not having one for Heart of Thorns was a mistake.
I would have bought it.
Yeah, so would I.
It would probably have been cool.
That's why I think it was a mistake.
Yeah.
I think there would have been quite a few people who would have bought it. Shoes.
Here we go.
Put it on head or it's pre-recorded though. You have to put it on your head, otherwise it's pre-recorded.
Wait a second.
Do you want me to put a Sharpie in my ass too? That's the other thing.
Are those technically clown shoes? Because you still have to eat one.
Yeah.
I guess they're pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, he's in
They
Soul,
look like
so he is a
shoes.
clown, so it's a clown shoe, because he is a shoe.
Okay. Because you never did drink clown shoe beer. I think you still are on the hook for that bet.
Yeah.
We'll settle for a shoestring.
Just eat one shoestring.
It's just one shoestring.
Just one?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Wow.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Spaghetti, there you go.
This is
Spaghetti.
a horrible story, but I have a friend. I used to volunteer with the Special Olympics because I had a friend and his little brother has Down syndrome. And one of the things he loves to do, he fucking loves shoes. And he takes shoes and he holds them upside down and he just talks to them and he just does this. And he'll just do it for hours and hours. And like, I don't really know why he does it, but
Oh.
shoes. Just like people's shoes. It's kind of gross, I guess. So like one year for his birthday, I found a pillow that was shaped like a shoe that had lace.
Skype is dying. Skype is dead.
In the middle of that story.
Yeah.
Skype.
Skype ruined
Skype's
his
dead
story
and
for
It was a
some-
good story, Brazil, but half of it
Shoe
was cut
store.
out because of Skype.
Yeah.
So, what? To sum it up, I have a friend who has a brother with Down syndrome that likes shoes, and he wiggles the shoes up and down and talks to them.
Okay.
I don't
There
know
you
why,
go.
but it's just interesting. So
I could kind of understand it. I mean, they have a tongue, and their opening looks kind of like a mouth. So,
What?
yeah, why not?
Wow.
It's like, when people anthropomorphize things, it's kind of like that. It's easier to
What,
do
you
with
mean,
this
like
even.
cats?
Yeah, no, but like more inanimate objects, Like how...
A shoe.
A shoe. Yeah, a shoe.
Yeah. For just a random example, yeah.
Boots confirmed. Shoe fucker. Thanks.
Yeah.
Why don't I tell you about my date with Aurora Peachy?
I'm afraid of how this is going to go.
That would be
Yeah,
scandalous. She's
Yeah.
she's married.
Yeah.
Can't resist Brazil. Manly
too.
charms. Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about my interaction with married women and divorced women, so we'll just leave it at that.
Wow.
I remember that
huh?
too. That was a good story. I remember that story.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah,
Have I
yeah,
told
yeah.
you knew this?
Yeah. I think so. A lot like a few months ago on stream.
Maybe I did. I don't
Yeah. Well, I mean, have we talked about
I
everything?
have
Do we
some
have
good
anything else to talk
stories.
about? You have some great stories.
It does.
We should just have another stream dedicated to story time with Brazil. We could call it story time with Brazil.
That's a really good idea.
Story time with do these shoes fucking fit? Let's find out.
Let's find out.
I think
What
the only thing
size
we
are you,
missed
Brazil?
was Car Crash getting banned.
Oh, yeah, we can finish off on
Yeah,
that.
car crash.
Yeah. Fucking
There's been
idiots.
there's been a lot of drama in PvP recently.
Yeah.
Like before that, what's his name? Two guys from Orange Logo Rom, and then she went
they
to
moved.
TCG.
Yeah.
They moved over.
It went back
Uh,
to TCG.
I don't know how they stand Helsith, but they're doing it. And then Car Crash, wow, decided, hey, one of our teammates isn't so good. Let's bring on somebody from Vermilion from Frostball because he's pissed that he thinks he was DDoSed by TCG. So he's gonna be on Car Crash team secretly and beat TCG as much as possible. But they lost 2-1 in the end. But still, it's still one win against them, which made TCG actually lower in the standings than they could have been. And yeah, they all got banned because they talked about it in
game
chat.
In game.
If you're going to break the rules or commit a crime, you probably shouldn't advertise it where other people can see it.
Unbelievable. And it's funny. It's terrible.
It's very funny. This is serious esports, but it's very serious. Guild Wars 2 is serious business when it comes to esports.
Yeah.
Well, it's hilarious. They cheated. They got banned. Good for them.
The thing is,
Idiots.
do you know what the beautiful thing about this one is, actually? They are going to be such a laughing stock if they ever try and return now. It will just be...
Okay.
Yeah, it will be... They are an eternal laughing stock at this point. That they actually discuss cheating in a game that has chat logs.
Oh boy.
I don't really know what to say about that, honestly. Maybe chat, help us out. What should we say about that? Because, I mean, I don't understand. Why?
It's bad. Also,
I don't know.
Also, apparently, in like one of the in the matchup they were in against TCG, apparently Rom, who was playing for TCG at the time, I guess after they lost the first time around.
Did he say Frostball?
No, he said, "Man, Sam, the guy that got replaced by Frostball, Sam got really good."
Harsh.
Wow.
Wow.
So good. I think he didn't even say got really good. I think he said Sam got good.
I don't understand why Guild Wars is trying to do esports, Kappa.
But it was with a Kappa. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Get your Kappa in there.
Yeah.
And then recently there was a little bit of drama from an NA team, but it wasn't that big actually. There was a
Right.
competition organized by Gaming with Storm, and it was
yeah.
really great. They had lots of prizes. It's impressive that he organized the whole thing, and there was some dispute about the rules and the rules being changed too late to be changed, so that it should have been changed.
Changing the format, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the middle of the tournament, or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So Team Easy Peasy quit halfway through the tournament. It's kind of a dick move, but they were upset that this was happening. So, and then there was a bit of a spat afterwards and explanations on Reddit, but apparently they worked everything out afterwards.
Yeah. And there was an admin not there or something, if I recall correctly. There was.
Yeah, apparently on both sides of it, they were being a little bit of dicks to each other. So it's not nobody's in the right, nobody's really in the wrong either. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
Funny
Peasy,
drama.
Team Peasy, not Easy
Peasy.
Peasy. The different teams.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy Peasy's a better name anyway.
Yeah.
They should be happy that you gave them that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a drama, esports. At the end of the day, it's kind of necessary. You gotta if you're gonna have an esports scene, you might. As
In
well
the
have
end,
drama
it
as well.
doesn't even matter.
And Storm's stream got hacked before the final anti stop. That's ridiculous.
Now that's really funny. Did he show his stream key on stream or some shit? How is that even
don't know.
possible?
Maybe somebody who knows him, or
I don't know.
Yeah,
Apparently he got it back and he got it resolved, but
it's
Wow.
bad.
I didn't know that.
not good.
That's actually quite entertaining. That's very unfortunate though, but still entertaining. Oh, I wonder if that even happened.
I wonder if it was like that time that Athene got hacked, but he didn't really get hacked.
We should just host Athene right now. Just end the stream and just host Athene.
Is he doing?
Is he on?
Yeah. He's telling
Sure.
everyone how amazing he is. No, I'm not going to host Athene.
He wouldn't even notice.
No.
Because I'm currently on the brink of passing out.
Really? Can you do
Yeah.
that on stream so we can get some viewers?
Sure.
Yeah. Ready? Pass out.
Oh wait, I gotta act like that time Rom fell asleep while
Yeah.
PvPing on stream.
Awesome.
I mean, honestly, if I was PvPing, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
That's how long the
Pass
queues
out.
are. That's how long the queues are.
Yeah, it was like a 20-minute queue or something on that thing.
That was
Resident
hilarious.
Boots.
We could have him emote. Resident Boots. Resident Boots.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. What does Resident Sleeper look like? I gotta look at this.
Yeah, type in
Resident Sleeper. Okay, yeah, hold on. And it's the left. Am I parallel?
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's actually pretty good. That's very accurate. Resident
All right,
Boots.
there we go.
We could make that into a better Twitch TV emote.
I
But yeah,
have
you
it-
guys
I
would have
a
to get
screenshot.
better Twitch TV in order to actually see these
No.
emotes. Because look,
I don't-
look, see, Plenix just put Gachigasm in chat. You guys can't even see
Right.
that.
I can't
Good.
see.
I don't need to see it.
That's
I'll
a
make
gift.
this a PNG later, like with a transparent background. But hold on,
Yeah.
this
Wow.
is so good. This is so good.
What is it?
Resident.
Resident Boots. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I guess we should probably just end this now. The anniversary tea time. It is over. It's over at last. So while we figure out who we are.
Solid year of entertainment.
Yep, quality entertainment for a whole year, guys. You should
Quality
follow right now.
non-content.
So, as you know, this was a year-long contract that I had with Teapot. So,
He's
if
out.
you're renewing, let me know. But otherwise, it's over, buddy.
Yeah. I'm not sure I can afford you.
Yeah.
Good thing we're getting paid the big bucks.
Yep,
Mhm.
it's all only the big money on tea time. You know, it's all the other. Oh no, chat are killing themselves. What a complete disaster. They're ending their own lives because the stream is over.